hello, Fumble. Una good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night, depending on whose partner the world we find yourself. Welcome to Sierra Media Live on Facebook and YouTube for weekend special on How They Go Inside the Republic. If you did join me for the first time, me and our host, Juma Ba, alongside my co-host T-Boy. T-Boy, the man himself from all the way from the UK. We come on live today because we'll not be able to do a midweek program. As we don't tell you now, there are challenges with, competing activities and things that we go on. So sometimes they will not be able to do we regular Wednesday, how they go inside the Republic. But as we promise, we will try for reach you now anytime we available. And so we ask for una share and make sure say una subscribe so that whenever we come live, una go able for see and join we at the discussion we they carry on with how they go inside the Republic. So I'll say welcome to una again, and we appreciate una Lamin Bar, welcome, and everybody else we don't join we, including the invisible viewers them where we can get. We appreciate you all, both on Facebook and YouTube. Please make sure say you share now you wider network both on Facebook, YouTube, and as well as WhatsApp, so other people will get the opportunity for join the conversation today. Like quickly welcome Mr. Duba live to the program. Happy Sunday, sir, and welcome.
Hi, welcome to Sierra Media Live on YouTube and Facebook, and welcome to the Sunday edition when How They Go Inside the Republic. Well, it's an update on the review of last week's show, and like how Juma must say, sometimes you have serious challenges there they face. But when I watch me today, and when I watched me last week, different look, but I will tell you why. Anybody really know why I am in this attire today? Please share the comments at the comments chat box, and then if not true, I will answer say yes. Just like Christmas gift in the council. Doesn't matter where you are. The last time somebody even watch, but no can take her.
I love for we too much for talk loud small. They make too much sexy today.
I don't make sexy, I don't like so, please. This now how they go inside the Republic. The Republic at night tight. But anyway, like how Juma say, today's another day. Today is Sunday, and happy Sunday to you all, and welcome, and good luck to the one who will go church today. And the one who want to go church, they go help when I'm making go church. I talked to somebody this afternoon, well, this evening. He said, "Well, you pull me going to church today." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I lost." I said, "What do you mean by you lost?" He said, "Because they do contribution for the pastor in ref, they man them." I'm like, okay, so how you lost? Because I don't get money for put for the pastor in ref. I said, so okay, almost the raise for the pastor in ref. He said 7 million. I said, wow.
Na salon?
Na salon. So I said, wow, 7 million. He said, yes. I said, so much million you get. Well, he left so. The ideology is the pastor in ref is 7 million this morning at church. But you not get more.
Is it for a special program or what?
I don't know.
All right, well, it's their belief, not a, voluntary contribution, so you can't question that. But
and then decided the question no more, I just raised the concern number.
Just raise a number, say the pastor will raise 7 million today. Then you ask the church go almost million in get.
Yeah.
But you say left so.
I say make left so.
Shiba Concept, welcome. It's been a while, welcome. Happy Christmas, Anne Marie Winter. I see my own post yourself joined today. CCBO, welcome. Zainab, Fona, and everybody, including the invisible viewers there. We welcome on all to Sierra Media.
You know, come on, the invisible and what's in you.
And the invisible then, and then I'm even posting them because it's like when they charge me, then they send me WhatsApp messages, they challenge.
Oh, they challenge you behind the scene on WhatsApp.
Oh yes. A lot. So I like that. Because okay. Without the conversation only get interesting. So
that's cool. No,
welcome to the invisibles as well. Safia to Kamara, welcome. So, as T-Boy states, we continue for analyze the November 26th incident. You know, there's still investigation ongoing, and there are questions we will get for ask, and try for expand the conversation a little bit more so viewers were able for contribute and maybe look at things from a different perspective. Because waiting, I can always say your side, my side, and the truth, right?
Yeah.
So two sides to a story. So we still believe in that concept. And the bigger side, now God in your own side. Because God now no more know waiting hidden from waiting me and you they see, or waiting me and you want for let them see. Because again, it's about information, it's about a narrative. All man they put out your narrative. Government they put out their own narrative. The one that with they against government they put up their own narrative. But God na in big parcel na in know the real narrative and the real things that will happen with the naked eye not see. So we'll start the conversation today. For me, before we go far, there is a question where I want to ask our viewers. I want to let it in at the minds of people with the watch with. So we don't hear a lot about transparency within these few weeks. The government's narratives and the government's commentaries and the government spokespeople, they talk about, say, we're transparent government. We want to be transparent about this. We don't hear the international community, they talk a lot about transparency as well, say things therefore be transparent. We don't hear, the people away not in our government, we possibly they on the other side, or we not understand what's they happen, they ask, say, we need transparency. So the issue around transparency don't come up a lot. And if you talk about good governance, transparency is one key thing. But I want for let we ask ourselves a question. The difference here, transparency, propaganda, and facts. Is everything at play here? Which is which? Are we mistaking propaganda for transparency? Are we mistaking propaganda for transparency and facts? That's a question where I just want to left. So for now, we will delve into as we go along. And we get for do a special program on just that, for look at stuff, all the narratives, and begin fact check some of these things for see if they add up. What is transparency in this process? What is propaganda? And waiting at the fact? Because the people of Sierra Leone deserve information when are factual information. Because if the information is factual, then it make them easy for everybody for look at and make up their own mind. But if we get for mixed propaganda, for shroud them in transparency, and again, the level of blackmail or the level of intimidation using information and the word transparency for blackmail and and try for make sure say we scare other people. All of that we'll look into as we go along. But that I go left hand for now. Over to you, T-Boy. Before you go, hey, we own person don't come. Stephen Nyale is here as well. Welcome back. We miss you last. Was it last week? Yeah, last week you know been calm, so we miss you. But welcome today. And my very own special person, daughter of the monsoon, Asisal Said Sefde Asoritun. All welcome. So over to you, T-Boy. How you want for kickstart today's program?
I just want to almost say when I've been the take office as Sierra Leone media member, I make an clear to the public, say me, we say I need a life. I don't have to laugh at nobody.
What you mean?
The truth and the truth only. Now I come for 10 salon people there. That's can be duty. And the one that don't sabi me for the past 45 years where I don't actively involve in graphics media and content creation, they know say I get integrity. I know they lie. And that's our look to start with today. You know why?
Tell me about.
Because I mean attire we're all familiar with.
So T-Boy don't give una clue. Usai T-Boy they quote these lines from. So that's the that's not a trivia question for we peers them now. So
Thank you.
T-Boy don't quote. Okay, it quotes. I want to tell we who side T-Boy they quote from and who that T-Boy they quote. So while she they do that, I see what you call a Laminba, don't do we some favor naya and tell we say transparency is not something we sing about, but it is something people do and others see. Thank you so much, Lamin. We appreciate that. And yeah, so go ahead. Viewers, T-Boy don't quote say, since we assume job, wait to make it a lie. And when I watching dress code.
This is deliberate. Last week,
T-Boy again.
Last week, me have been Bionic Man, right?
Yes.
And I get the easy make I become a Bionic Man last week. This week,
yeah,
me a different personality.
Yeah.
But you see, the reason why I make bring this come up today, you don't talk about transparency. We will get for come deal with later on in the program. And we don't talk about integrity. And we don't talk about threats for maybe people in scam wrong you think they're willing to do. We don't talk about propaganda. So basically, what I have seen over the past couple of weeks in Sierra Leone is a lot of what you don't highlight in India.
Okay, hold on there.
I don't say what will be there.
No, we don't get a comment, not a comment section. And Minister of Information, Chernobyl. Is that where you're quoting from or not?
Well, do I look like him today in terms of representation on my language, on my vocabularies? So I just want people to know. Because listen to me while they talk to Naso today.
But you not use the finger pointing.
I know they lie.
You know they lie.
I want to say why I don't assume this seat that Sierra Leone media TD. I know they lie.
Okay.
So now for listening to me carefully, because anything we say I talk, now Juma don't talk, now Femi don't talk, now Femi don't talk. So look, continue.
So you really not a lie, or you just want for convince we say you know the lie?
Well, you decide on how I deliver today. You could determine whether I lie for convince you or I the fact I the talk. Because remember, I say before I talk to them, I talk to them. Then I talk. Okay. So when we talk, now say I don't talk.
Our man don't talk. Okay. So somebody, Martha, she says, say you look like I'm today.
Thank you.
Yeah, Martha, thank you so much. Thank you. Sally, let's go continue for Shia, and then can join me back, please. Again, one thing where I want for based on what T-Boy say and how we start up, we want for let people understand, say, the message in situations like this, the message is as good as the messenger. The message is as good as the messenger. If you want for limits and you assure people of Sierra Leone and all over the world say, una look up to we for factual information, your message not for be distorted, enough for be subjective, for reach conclusion. Your role is to provide the information as given to you and make sure, say, before they can sit down there for pass that information, you don't fact check, you don't cross check, you don't know waiting the public get for question, because people will question that. And it saddens me for see people in authority think, say, when they say A supposed for be A, and not for ask whether na capital A or small a or the A fiber V, like na turnover A, or the A link some way, somehow. Your role is to provide the information. If people ask questions, if people challenge you, come out with your facts. That's why we say facts. But if it become a situation where the information where you provide on an official capacity, and mind you, I have seen a pattern where I want for ask. Una left for confused people. And you are not doing anything personal if you occupy an official position. Once you sit on that seat, anything where you say now your private platform, now the official platform, all that government one, it becomes a policy statement. Why did I say that? I noticed something about the Minister of Information and Civic Education. When it pull out a press release, we get government logo, then they post them initially now the Ministry of Information page. Okay? Then in go share, but there are other short commentaries where questionable, where it puts na in private page first. So don't mix the roles. You can ask your boys and other people or your Monica names the way they use, the other pseudonyms the way they use for writing that, you can use them and disguise in that. That's a nobody no go know. So now clue and tip at the give. But if you put on a post because you want to be the first post where they put out that information, then people come out and question you. Then you become defensive. It's a problem. You bring the government into disrepute. You don't make, and the moment where you share one information way wrong, it don't matter whether na one word, half word, everything about that information, they don't become false. T-boy, true or false? You into media, you into communication and things like that. I want for your voice. We can't delve deep into examples, but I just want for ask first. Let people understand whose side we come out from.
You're definitely correct with the statement we make for say when you misinform people with one word, even one letter, they change the tonation, the sound, and the meaning of a word. So you have to be very mindful of how you give out information. But like you clearly said earlier on, when you are taking up an office that represents the country, you are answerable to the people of that country. Doesn't matter who you are, what sort of position it is their duty and right to ask you questions of some of the activities they really carry or some of the information they really give out. So you're 110% right for say, whatever information you give out there, if people feel like they are not satisfied and they want to question you, it's their right. If people think, say, whatever they say, they're not happy with them, they might need more information, then it's your right. But don't come and give us a half level of information that you expect me for complete or assume, say, now this and this and this and this you mean. If at all you want to talk about anything that is sensitive and you don't have the right to disclose those information, you don't start it in the first place. There is no need for me for like I say, well, Juma, I mean, actually want to talk about the incidents we happened today in my host, but it's very sensitive, so I'm not going to discuss them. I should not even prompt you with that statement for say there is something that has happened, but I'm not going to tell you because it's classified. I will only respond to you.
If you classified, not even mention them in the first place.
Thank you. I will only respond to you if you ask me. Setiboy, can you comment on what happened that you host today? I will say to you, no, it's classified. I can't. Then I don't make my points clear. Not somebody bring and come up and say it's classified. Because if it's classified, I should not bring it up in the first place. So it gives me not even a room a vacuum of an environment for question your credibility when you started to mix and match your information, when you started to say things that are not direct and you expect me to complete it for you, when you are in the position of trust and you're telling me one thing and you're switching it over tomorrow and you're fine-tuning it for fits into routine your narratives. I think that is questionable. So of course, it's our right to ask questions. It's our right to question anything that we think information on those particular issues are not being, well, disseminated properly for us to understand. So I totally agree with you 110%. When you falsify a statement, a word, you change a sentence, you change a letter from a word, it gives you a different meaning and interpretation. So we have to be very mindful because if we not get that trusting of that tiny element of distrust, it's very hard for me to come back and reinforce it. Yes, I believe what you said yesterday, and you don't clarify them. We don't need to come back and clarify stuff. We should be able to discuss and clarify things as we move it on, not to go back on flashback issues. There is no time for flashback. We have to start, continue, and then move on.
And again, just to say, for help with viewers, then let people understand why this is important to us. And I believe for being important to government itself, because most of the information they hold it on, it's a press conference, a live press conference, but the information whether they can share between at the press conference, it's not a real-time information. This now report where they don't combine. It don't take days, weeks, or hours for combine them before they can sit down at the press conference. They don't appoint who that they say A, B, and C, who that they answer which question, and the minister and everybody else can get the opportunity where other witness, and I can highlight something on that, for say, oh, we don't have enough information on this, but by next press conference, we will update you. That has been the pattern, which is fine. If you don't have all the information because they expect a question whether they can ask you, it's okay to go back and say, let me get back to you on this. Let I clarify or let I get more update. That's fine. But the moment you read, you tell me, don't chastise people that are asking you questions. Answer the question, or you're not able to answer the question. There is no stupid question. The person asked the question from Usai incident because he wants for one, clarify, two, he wants for understand better because you expect this press conference, whatever information they get, for go disseminate them out there to other people. So when you sit, make sure you're sure of what you are saying. This situation, therefore, deal with people in life. It could be somebody close to you, somebody you know, someone that you care for. So whatever you say there, they affect somebody in life in a positive or a negative way. For example, we have someone in our platform here, T-Boy, and somebody when a viewer, right? Where a family member was affected, was killed, right? As reported that the person died on November 26th, we don't know where or under which circumstance. That has not been made public, only that this person was reported as one of the people that died, a military person when having close protection to the president or the president's family. May his soul rest in peace. And this is not someone, he may not be related to me, but I've met him through T-Boy a couple of times. So now somebody close to me. We would like to know if you are going for know how he died, right? For example. So just can't tell me no more say he died a killer. Okay, it could be that. But I just say a lot of people. Yesterday, or a couple of days ago, I called back home, then tell me, say, a family member in Pekin gets bullet wound. They're not being too serious because they're able to pull the bullet and all of that. So the information we they provide concern me and you and everybody else. So don't say because you already English sound nice, or then go say, you talk nice, you talk tough, or you don't gam. We do propaganda if we want to do propaganda. We are masters in propaganda if we want to do it. And we know how to do it. But propaganda, again, I want people to understand this. It's not lie. Propaganda not supposed to be lie. You go expand the truth because you have a narrative where you try for push, but propaganda not supposed to be lie. But in situations like this, that is not what we are seeing. We see a completely different ball game wherein you have people that have objective within the try for push. Waiting, most of the people I think not able for distinguish is your own personal agenda and government agenda. When you're working for government, you are representing the state. Except if the states don't decide, saying that this narrative now one for push, and all man they total line though. If that is the case, then the state not they do justice to the people. But we all owe a responsibility, particularly you within a position of supposedly position of trust. You know, so
that is not supposedly, it is a position of trust because for example, the Minister of Information is a vital member of governance. It's a vital member of cabinet. I feel say whatever information you give out is not just vital to him as a Sierra Leonean, but is vital also to the people of Sierra Leone and also vital to the international communities where they listen to the messages the way they give out on a regular basis. So as far as I'm concerned, he is a very key factor in information dissemination in Sierra Leone. So whatever he's saying, like we all say, is a policy statement. You don't joke about things. You don't just give flimsy information and you don't really know exactly what they mean or where they are coming from. And again, the endorsement of saying, I don't lie. Anybody that defends himself not being lying is a liar.
Yeah.
That is facts.
Why do you have, Namika say, why do you have to justify to people that you
fact? That has been proven like a million times. If you have somebody who consistently keep telling you, I am not a liar, I don't lie. It's about convincing me for me to believe that what you're saying is true. And guess what? It has been proven a million times in court for people who testify and reinforce on the fact that what they are saying is the truth and nothing but the truth, are always being found guilty with enough evidence surrounding their guilt. I'd rather an individual sit back, don't say nothing, keep cool, than somebody who is trying to convince me, for me to be convinced about the fact that you don't tell stories, you don't tell lies. One first, nobody not in this world will never lie. Nobody. It depends now on what you lie for, why you lie, and how you lie. I will say this categorically clear. If I therefore lie for make somebody not die, it means that that person in life, now I is saved, I will save that person. If that person don't do anything wrong, and then you want for false, what's the word? False what?
Falsify or false information.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then you want that person they suffer the consequences. I can tell to you story. You can't do that. But in the situation we find ourselves right now, the justification of someone not lying hasn't been proven. It's the other way around. And when I say it's the other way around, we've looked at some of the information, not even all, because we not actually don't take time for begin break them down to pieces because we might not have enough of that time. But the few then we are fit to look at closely, because coming from a media and journalistic background, we all know how to write and make statements look good, but it is bad. And at the same time, make bad statements look bad. But that is not why we are here. And Jumadan highlights and Ole say, even propaganda does not have to be lie. It's the fact of what you're doing and you amplify it. And when you amplify it, you are looking at point scoring situation. But there should be facts of what you want to propaganda. Propaganda is the elevation of something that you have done and you want to raise the profile.
Right.
So we cannot be saying, oh, now propaganda, it means they are lying. No, it means they want to do something for us to be convinced. But in our own situation in Sierra Leone, propaganda is lies. As far as everybody is concerned, when somebody has a propaganda narrative, 90% of that propaganda narrative is not true.
False information, correct.
So it's false information.
I see Abdul Khan, very energetic. Welcome, Abdul, to the program, and we'll let you comment them as well. You say we are plain ignorant, are just plain ignorant. That's your opinion, we respect it. But the thing I want to highlight now, when they say, well, in this case, the information minister is not lying, just because you're a liar doesn't mean that everybody is a liar. But we want to challenge you based on what T-Boy say, based on information, where the Minister of Information post or say that had proven to be lies. Firstly, the wanted list that the Information Minister posted. Initially, they posted 34 names. After the public question and family members come out and push back, they omitted 3 names, or 5 names, sorry, and bring and come down to 29 on the wanted list. And even that 29 day, we go back and look at them, we see for say they lie, because one picture get 2 different names. So that's a lie.
And this is something that has been rigorously checked by various different individuals in senior positions, including the president, according to the Minister of Information.
Right.
So they've all got blind eyes not to see that as an error, or is it a typographical error?
Is one, because all ending and the way they go and check them and come back and even try for correct, say, oh, this is the updated list. Even the updated list proved to be wrong. That's 1. 2, the information minister initially tell the public, say, there was no CCTV. Now a press conference with their all. Okay? But then in private page, it go post a picture where capture one of the alleged perpetrators, Koita. Say this is a picture of Koita where the CCTV capture. After the press conference where the director of prisons, Colonel Massakoy, say the prisons not get CCTV. That was 1. 2, the same information minister on an AYV program post press conference that at the net after the press conference, sit down there then challenge him. John Conte, the journalist, asked him about CCTV. Insai say, he said the CCTV not be the work. A CCTV that does not function is as equally as there is no CCTV. If you know the work, a faulty means they not they capture anything. So you cannot, that's not admissible in court if you get for use them as evidence, because the investigation, according to the president, say that they go outside the evidence lead. So if you're using that CCTV image as an evidence, that evidence wrong. This was all 3 different occasions, Abdul Jah, where you say the information minister not a lie, where you don't prove say it a lie. So I want you to go back, because these are public records. They are not my statement, not T-Boy statements, not Sierra Leone Media statement. I have referenced you to 3 different occasions or 3 different platforms. 1, a press conference hosted by the Ministry of Information. 2, an interview on AYV TV that the minister was there as a guest. And 3, in page where in post.
But there's also another interview where he actually do after the AYV one, where he highlights back again, say, well, anyway, the CCTV footages the way we make for so that was just one of multiple screenshots. And if that was one of multiple screenshots, where are the other multiple shots?
Right.
You cannot depict an image like that and then use them as the basis of your information to verify and identify one of the perpetrators for being at the scene. And when we even look at the picture, okay, let's say the picture is true.
Yeah.
It's a screen grab from a CCTV footage. There was heavy rain that night pouring down in Freetown. How comes we have a dusty, pure, dry floor?
Do we have those pictures?
No, but at this time, let the person go back and watch last week's show. They're there. Because I'm not here to come and defend myself. You should be going to
defend. I just want to help them.
Because let you go find out, Juma. We don't need for tell and make you. We don't need for show no picture. Go back to last week's show and then watch the pictures. And secondly, when you look at the accused Quater in his style, when I like you just come out from the barbers, are you really dumb? You only have to be a dumb individual to see that haircut, and you're telling me this is not possible. We don't fetch for the whole hours of the night. 5 hours to be precise, from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you expect that haircuts like somebody will just come on a barbers. Please, man, when we're talking about something that is that serious to the nature of what we're looking at in Sierra Leone, you think everybody is happy about what is happening there, but let's stop being playing dumb. Like we are so stupid, we don't have intellectual IQ to think. Look at my haircut on my head. Oh, you know when the last time I have a haircut? You expect me for can't show up now any CCTV, like for say I just come on a barbers. After I don't work inside my house today, oh, they are not coming out, I don't sweat, sir. Now imagine if I don't come out, I don't sweat, rain don't soak me. You expect me haircuts for me that fresh? Like I just come on a barbers, even 1 hour ago. You guys should stop acting dumb. Then you'll be able to understand exactly what's the nature of what we are faced with in Sierra Leone. If not being you, then put your picture like that, a public platform, and say you were at that scene. Tell me if you go accept her. Let's say it was a screen grab from the CCTV. Where are the subsequent footages of that particular environment?
Okay.
Let's be honest.
So I want to let we go to something else.
I can't even justify talking to that guy because I don't know where he's coming from.
No, not to talk, but he's one of our viewers, and
I know he is, but he should go and watch last week's show.
So we're glad for, he can't challenge we, and me say pose a challenge to her. Let's go back, and I don't reference to the minister in platform. Since he said the minister not a lie, if you give me 3 different versions of a story, the same story, where's the truth in that? CCTV there or CCTV not there? You don't tell me say CCTV not been there. You go even tell me a day later, you can't produce CCTV image. Insai come out all of a sudden. So we now can dissect that image then. We took a whole hour and say it was a Photoshop image. Why do you have to provide false information? Because that's false too.
Go on, Juma. Sorry.
Yeah, you provide false information because, if una don't catch Koita, una don't catch Koita. Una don't show a picture where they not see it, whether that's a recent one or not, people don't know. But you said is in your custody. Why do you have to go the extra mile and make up a story just for proof of points?
And the story not come the time way it happened. It come 2 days after Koita was said to be arrested.
Right.
So basically, if you have a fugitive on the run and you have a CCTV image of that fugitive, what do? If you're not actually CIA, FBI, MI5, or a police inspector in Sierra Leone, because what's in our area now, again, is sad. This is a very sad situation. Let me tell you why it's a sad situation when it comes to technology and IT and possibly what we are claiming to have in Sierra Leone, which I think we don't. Yes, we know for say every phone in Sierra Leone has been tapped. apart from what's called. So that is norm. But secondly, what I want to say here is Inspector General of Police boasted to say the intelligence lab is one of state of the art, better than America, London, Russia, and China maybe. I bet there's not even a single laptop in that lab.
Well, we'll come to that. But look, thank you so much from the technical team. Now go back to picture one. We want for sure because the incident happened in Sierra Leone.
Honestly, I'm tired with this incident. With this
between 2 in the morning and the timestamp on the picture that the minister posted. Can we go back to that image? Says 8:29 a.m. Okay, on November 26th. But it was raining all night. When I look the picture, wherein they say na Koita, when the CCTV image where rain be the cam. Usaida, the person with the camouflage to assist and the boot. How dry is that place? A place where don't rain na salon. I'm sure me and you na yeah, we already watch, don't witness rainy season na salon. Where it rains for a few hours. It rains, it pours, it gets really damp, poto the day. But look how, let me see, look, picture one, fine one. Viewers, when I watch down there for a second and tell me, say, that picture is a, actual image of the incident na Pademba Road, particularly. When I watch that picture there.
Yeah, now the incident that they happen for some of the people.
So, Stevie can make me laugh. He said that they pull video in a court.
Now, anyway, keep the video on the GoPro, of course, no problem.
Inside State House, where Paulo Conte go officially, where they invite her, una say, he go with gun and pick if CCTV day. They ask for that CCTV for 10 dirham now in a court. They said if CCTV not be the work lights not been there. That was a murder trial. Somebody will go, according to the report, say go assassinate the president. From the goodness of the president in heart, he invite her for go help for fight COVID, but he go with gun for go shoot the president. CCTV catch up. Court case cam. Una pull this CCTV now, let una show. There was nothing.
No, the IT skills we've been doing at State House will not be doing the one in Pademba would be easy, so they'll not be able for sure.
So again, it's okay to produce the information if you have it. That's not a problem. Nobody knows they say that so what happened was right or wrong. Wait till they say the information given to the public because yes.
Within the past 5 years, have you ever seen any paper trail of any investigation in Sierra Leone?
Well, again, the former Minister of Information, okay? Former Minister of Information, now Minister of Labor, where BBC CNN interview about the August 10 incidents and stuff. And they said and try for reach them. Then send email to the government website or the government email address, official government email address. The minister himself can't tell we say the email address don't function. Not so we talk. Now the minister talk on a CNN. I did not say it. Steve Boy did not say it. Now Insai and CNN say they not get the information, they not get the email because it not function. Why they not send a private
personal email? Yeah, he said that.
Email. As a government official, you carry .sl.gov email address. You say it's not functional, so therefore we don't email you a personal email. So if you talk about paper trail, I don't know what you're talking about. You know. So let's go to another thing. Thank you so much from technical team. There's another thing where we don't come up because with the initial start of this whole thing, November 26, 2023, yes.
Juma, last talking.
Okay.
We are not being paid for what we're doing, but I think we can do a better job if we go work now. The Minister of Information, we need to do the press briefing because just Now we own Cowboy Studio then. We'll be able to give you evidence of what was happening, what we don't do last week. And we've tried for program to now see this is what, because even though I say we don't get time for that, but with technical man, they tell me say no, let's show it to them so that they see it. Evidence-based media, evidence-based narrative, evidence-based article, evidence-based facts of what you're doing. You know the struggle. We don't see where the then chief minister do evidence-based presentation for half an hour, and 90% of the images are falsified images. So they don't have what's in that cow gets between the two legs to act properly. They don't have it. Okay. But go ahead. I just want to highlight that.
I want to bring with viewers then back to something, and very interesting. For me, that was the start of this whole thing. November 26th, on Sunday, 2023, we start getting phone calls. Oh, gunfire, this, that. They don't attack Wilberforce.
I'm not happy it's taking us back.
No, I know the reason why I'm doing this. Okay? Yeah. It's about timeline. And again, about information. And why did it take us long to get this information? Why did it take us this long? The first report where we get, official report, there was what? The attack Wilberforce. No, so? Unknown gunmen attack Wilberforce armory and cut away with the information. When we do a first program here on that, what did we challenge? Say Wilberforce not get waiting. Ammunition done.
You know, we not get arms done that one, but we also highlight say there was nothing there to identify what has actually happened.
But that one day we give credit to the chief of defense staff. Wait, today. They say today, that man, they don't have a feather in cap from me because he was honest to the people of Sierra Leone. When he honest, that they not done. Anybody go back again for go begin ask about CCTV, why CCTV not today? And he said something very important. This is a lessons learned.
Yeah.
We don't learn a lesson, say, we forget CCTV in that area. Yeah. It go help we in the future. So it helps for improve. Yes.
Let's go back to reference, because I think that is what exactly you want to look with Dragon. So let me bring one reference. If the most secured building in Sierra Leone, which is the Armory Depot, now Wilberforce, not get CCTV, how on earth Panemba Road with food served for the prisoner then now work, then get sophisticated devices of monitoring the inmates, will include technology and otherwise. That is exactly what's in the director of prison or would be in charge of prison. And again, it's surprising for me to know for say, was that guy a military officer who was in charge of prison?
Yeah, a military person. So,
but how on earth don't we have director of prisons?
That is a new, okay? That's a whole new thing. I'm not going to that. It's a big team.
Yeah, because I'm surprised for see the head of prison and military officer whose background he gets for prison services. We go to the head of prisons.
Correct. So that is a whole new ball game. Let's leave that. The reference probably they try for make, while we listeners them understand, is the issue of we, being challenged. Say Wilberforce not get ammunition done. Do they have arms there? Definitely they do have arms because of what? Now military barracks, you know, get military barracks, we not get arms. Okay? But you don't have an ammunition dump there. We know say the main one, they na Moriton. We know say there was or there is still an ammunition dump up between Parliament and State House, being for Vice President's office. When at that time they called it. We don't know whether that's still functional, but that is what we knew saying that we were ammunition dump. Because I can testify that because that was our playground kind of. So the reason why I make her bring this.
One player.
Exactly. The reason why I make her bring this come up, they asked the chief of defense staff, right? almost arms and ammunition them we then go with, because he said then get a perfect inventory system. That was on, I think, the 28th of November, 2 days after the coup or the alleged coup incident. He said then get a perfect inventory system. So if you have a perfect inventory system, I should be able to tell you within hours what I have in stock and what is missing in stock. Should be able to tell you that. Okay. But he been gracious enough for tell we say, he not get that information there with him at the moment, but he go come with him at the next briefing. So me, the only time where I hear the quantity of ammunition missing was on the 12th of December, the press briefing by the Minister of Information, where he reports. Now he reports and tell we almost ammunition where the unknown people been can't thief. According to I said they can't thief ammunition now Wilberforce. Okay, fine. So this is the report. The thief man they will come, then go take 49 AK-47. 49 AK-47, 7 RPG, then Boku empty, listen, empty magazine. You sabi the magazine holders, right? The empty one there. So now, the empty magazine holders, now they can go. However, government able to retrieve 29 out of the 47 AK-47. Then the RPG, they're able to retrieve 5 out of the 7. So my question, it took this long from November 26th to December 12th. How many days is that, T-boy? Count for me. I'll let
no, yeah, so, I just want, what this scratch about
November 26th to December 12th, now it take me for reports, almost arms and ammunition them in go thief, and almost they recover. They recovered more than half of the 47. Okay, AK-47 then, because at 29 he said then get back. Then the RPG, they recover almost 80%. Out of 7, they recover 5. So now 2 RPG, either they at large or they use. So 16 to 17 days. Thank you so much, Abdul King. Now I take for able for know the ammunition we're missing. All right, see, but come inside first. You say about
we got this cash. Okay. Yeah. 7 RPG, 9 then take.
Yeah.
Then you take 5.
Yes.
Okay. How many incidents of RPG the whole year incident fired on it today?
Boku.
Okay. So that means now one inventory force, right? Left-handed. Why would you take empty magazine case? Yeah. Where you get an armored vehicle, where they abandon, we get dozens of magazine already loaded. Why you need an empty shell? Okay, let's leave that. But if we don't put the wanted list for be that much, let's assume we don't have CCTV, we will capture the amount of people and we go read the ammunition dump there. Let's assume the people that will go read the ammunition dump, for let them overpower the people that they meet, they should have been in numbers, right?
Right.
And let's assume this ammunition dump that only holds 47 AK-47.
Right.
Let's assume this is an ammunition dump that only holds 7 RPGs and all of them were taken.
Right.
And we call it an ammunition dump. Really? Like seriously? So what are we actually making reference to? Is it a breakage of arms being taken or an ammunition dump that was ravaged by unscrupulous Sierra Leoneans? If that is what possibly I will use to identify these people. Because now looking at the amount of bomb explosions where we hear that next day, I overheard.
Listen, reported, because remember, we asked a question here. We kind of sound the obidi where this actual gun sound.
Remember what we talked that day, they say, remember during the Liberia war, where they be the fire blanks?
Yeah.
They be play musical anthem na the war fronts, where been they send in explosive sound, like boom, but you see. Again, that brings us to the question, who side na the area then where them bomb na Freetown? 5 hours of AK-47 battle. Where are the bullet holes in the houses?
So again, what's in them they use for shoot if they can go empty magazines?
No, but that's not, why do you need it? So this, where we they act, so honestly, I'm not being getting for come back here because we don't pass here. We don't turn to the Minister of Information. Also, don't come local left there. But the importance of this now, because of people they don't begin to ask questions. And when you start asking questions of evidence-based investigation from the government, then you should be asking questions now and continuing to ask the question because it's very important. Yeah. Maybe if you haven't reflect on some of the things they already talk about, please take your time and reflect back to some of these issues and make your own narrative. Doesn't necessarily mean it's correct, but look at the information that was provided to us and you make your own analysis. Because look at the legitimacy of the information, whether it is credible enough to verify what was missing and what was retrieved. Also, let's pay attention to the amount of 5 hours of battle that took place that night in Sierra Leone. Was it a genuine battlefield or it was a PlayStation battlefield? You make that decision because we haven't seen any evidence of bullet shells with that sort of heavy battle where we hear it overnight. Some of us were not present during the rebel war in Sierra Leone, but we know what's in live bullet rounds sound like. And we know the effects of a live bullet, even when it goes up in the air. It goes with a spark because it triggers from the cartridge to the gun mouth and it gives you a spark before that bullet is released. And you can visibly see it. Again, why make I say so? During the days of the MPRC, we saw all of those things happening in Sierra Leone because I was present then. So, make up your mind, come out with the facts of the evidence that you have. Let us be convinced and don't convince us.
So let me help you quickly. You ask how many people there will possibly go the night, okay? According to the Minister of Information, we know the lie. No, sorry, let's take that back. I apologize, Minister of Information. But the press conference moderated by the Minister of Information.
Why did they take them back? Now, so
I come back, why make I take them back? Because not to in words. Now the Inspector General of Police in words, so I want to correct myself and be justice, do justice to her. The Inspector General of Police say they don't arrest about 80 people. And at the December 12th press conference, about 80. 50 of those are serving military officers, serving military personnel of different ranks. Because if I say officers, it will just be high ranking. So 50 when are serving, and about 5 when are ex-military people, and about 3 when are police where they don't arrest so far. So the 50 serving military, were all of them out that night? They all been there out? They all been there participate at this thing, or them hold them because something they know? Because the reason why it's important for know the number of people will go overpower, they will be forced back when supposed to be the waiting first battalion, and not just the first battalion, but the closest protection to the president lodge. If you tell me, say 2 or 3 people or 5 men go attack Amri Day and able to overpower them, then I'm afraid. I am afraid.
What are you afraid of?
Sierra Leone is not safe.
And now you know.
No, well, based on reports, okay? I go back because if you get, no matter how you get the president lodge, you don't get up to 100 armed men there. They're not up to 100. Okay? So if there's anything, if the president in life they're at risk, the closest place where for provide immediate backup now outside, 1st battalion. But what you be end up here, they say we get reinforcement from Usai. Daru, how many hours from Daru for camp?
Look, ask Steven. Steven, tell me how many hours from Daru to Freetown.
And they say that 2,000 men, strong men, military men come up.
Waka. For what they take off now, nobody knows snap them convoy. Tell the agents have Freetown.
The Waka come, exactly.
And when the agents have Freetown, then dispatch the one street, 1 man in a 1 street, because 1,000 street is Freetown. So never for serious having groups.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
They say 2,000 men.
2,000.
You know, it remind me of so. Now, where the late Prince Brian have been the reports during the Rebel War. He said they don't capture the Kamajors, they don't kill 500 rebels, they don't capture 1,000 and large cache of arms and ammunition. The rebel are they done. If we Prince Brian had the reports, if he said the war done. Now, so they make before members they don't reach now at Alo. And I tell the people we will be ask if rebel get tail. Begin understand say rebel get bia as well. Not to just steal no more get to get bia get yeah get all thing. So again, we come back to the issue of factual information. If you don't have anything to say, you are better off keeping quiet and say the investigation is ongoing. You're better off doing that. Then you keep everybody in the dark. You go say for security reason, and like how T-Boy been say, because this is classified, we're not going to say anything about it. But this is embarrassing to come out now and can't tell we say, now 47, AK-47, 90 people and take and go, and 7, how you call them, RPG.
Juma, you see what's in play there? 47, yeah. 7, 7.
7, yes.
You know, say these guys are, they rhyme with numbers.
Yeah.
47, 7, 7.
Yes. You know, so then take 7, then take Boku empty magazine. What do you do with an empty magazine, for God's sake? What?
No, you reload them.
With waiting.
With empty bullets. No, with bullets, you reload the magazine.
But you don't go the bullets, how you go reload?
I don't know. Sometimes I get bullets in the bush. They go load the magazine there.
So these are the questions where we they ask. And it still left room for more questions. And it creates more doubts for the people of Sierra Leone. And we've been on the advice that if they be left this whole thing with the military, when are then directly affect and involve, and with they work with the police, then go give it correct information, possibly. Just like how the Chief of Defense Staff demonstrates, and tell we say me, so me another lie. You know, we tell we say a lie, you know so.
No, you not say that too.
You know, therefore tell we say not a lie. If tell we say the fact is there were no CCTV cameras there, and this is a lesson learned. They accept and humbly say, then don't learn new lesson. And when situation happen, they discover a lot of things. But don't try to make up the story and paint it for LA. It looks so nice and graphic. You scare people them off out of nothing. That is our point. The information minister for, how can you say, circle, steady. Don't try to overdo it. You can still be a powerful minister of information by not overdoing it. You can still be that. Calm down. Breathe.
Is it okay to for that ask Stephen Insai Koitade, because it asks question say Koitade Salon, please confirm, guys. Now I want, so if you ask me, are we lying or the minister is lying? Who is lying? But the reason why they ask Udapa, we know they say the truth because we don't know where he is, but when a minister tell we say he's in Sierra Leone, right?
Yeah.
Not to pull picture where they arrest on a police station.
Why
not to pull CCTV footage where show we and say he didn't apply my road. So I don't know why you are asking us that question.
Stephen self not believe say Koitade.
So it is time for confirm. Stephen, I beg you, please. I did not put a picture of Koita where he in a police station apparently being arrested for the incident. I did not put a picture on my social media feed for tell you say Koita been in a Parema will go look at. So why are you asking me that question? Don't you believe what the minister is saying is correct? Again, if you ask me, it just don't reaffirm our questioning the Minister of Information's information. So you ask now the Minister of Information, go on his page and post on there, say, me, Stephen, I am asking you, is Koita in Sierra Leone? Because if they ask, say, if it is Sierra Leone because Home Office they look for them, then you should know better than me. Because when Home Office defends somebody, they know side for go. So if you don't see the post from the Ministry of Information, not once, but twice, then why are you asking the same question?
Okay, let me ask Stephen a question. I want to know if Stephen self the lie or himself not the lie, like the information minister. He say
no, Stephen the lie because I know I'm very well.
Okay, when I made the ask him based on what he posted just now is for the answer to your question. He said he was captured in Sierra Leone, but the opposition claim he's in London. Whose opposition will claim say they London? Can you provide us an evidence from the opposition party where say Koita de London? Can you please provide us a written
Juma, Stephen, na my brother in a lie. Then I will tell you for sure. He no need for tell me.
No,
I know him, and I know for sure that he's got integrity. I know this not about joke, not about hype.
No, when me the challenge Stephen
I know Stephen very well. Come on, man.
Stephen don't begin.
But I like the question that we asked, but I know him very well. I know he will not lie to that statement because Stephen.
But listen what he say. Listen what he say. Ask him, I say, stop defending your brother. You're being biased now, and now you're trying for practice nepotism now because
no, let's practice nepotism, please.
Wait, because the input, in question, the answer in question is say Koita de Salon. Okay, fine. But he said the opposition say Koita de London. Whose opposition will say Koita de London? So when he come for answer, I say, let's go watch PPP video. So is PPP the opposition in Sierra Leone?
Wait, Stephen, please stop this. Please.
Stevie, don't begin disgrace on our family. Don't begin.
No. Never can tell our Stevie, please. No, can't put yourself back.
Chief dom speaker, when I get for reconsider.
No. Do not go down that road. Not go down that road. Do not family power, please.
Stevie, not disgraceful family. You are part of us, please.
No, Stevie, not go. He never go any further that discussion. Let's move on.
Okay. The man said the opposition. So let's show me the press release.
Stevie not say PPP is not the opposition. But if he say PPP are the opposition, well, now I get you that. So how you doubt that?
So anyway,
but let's move on.
So
Stevie, this is not just a word of advice. If you don't have no evidence, please stop sending in the same narrative way everybody else to do, because that is exactly what we're talking about here. We're talking about narratives that are not correct because they have no evidence.
Asking the question, because you cannot link actions or alleged actions by individuals and say because
we can't do that.
And they can't, because if you do that, then everybody in Sierra Leone is guilty.
Yeah.
In this occasion. So you go tell me, say, like come back to the argument where possibly pro-government people then they put. So if you say Koita and other people that you've identified associate with the APC, meaning say this incident was an incident orchestrated, endorsed by the APC, then you can equally tell me that this incident was orchestrated and endorsed by the military, because you don't tell me, say, 50 people waiting at the military are guilty of this or participate in this. So if a group of people waiting within the military, then me say you get for where close by all the military, say this now military take over. Mine fails. So one. That means say the president of the country, when are the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, he is guilty and he knows about it. Because now people that will belong to an institution where in the head, now they orchestrate this. If you want to say this incident was orchestrated by the opposition, that's one. Then it'll say, if them people here belong to any religion, either Muslims or Christians, so you will tell me, say, these are Muslims or are Christians, them, now they endorse, because them people and they identify and associate with being a Muslim or Christian. I don't know if they get the drift.
Me?
Yes, sir.
My brother, 110%.
All right. So
I think that's what Stevie is still talk to.
No. This is not about the drawing in the opposition into it, because the reason why they can't go play a video. The reason why I say this, because government officials are on record trying to link this incident of November 26 to the opposition, because them believe, say, certain people who associate with the opposition participate in this. So it means, say, it's an opposition affair. So that is why I'm saying it is a military affair. The armed forces of Sierra Leone, now they stage a coup, because you don't catch 50 people. You don't catch people who are possibly not Christian or Muslims. So that means if you begin to cast the net like that and take one blanket cover everybody, that means say everybody in the country participate. So every Christian, if there is a Christian where they're part of that group, that means say every Christian participate for stage a coup against the country, or every Muslim participate for stage a coup against the country. And you cannot tell me it's different, because it's about association.
Yeah, because if you're associated to something, it means everything that you do is linked to that something. If that's what they're saying, then they're so it with everything else.
Exactly.
Religion, tribe, name, profession, and what else? Gender. That means if man and the only man away
in a saloon.
Na saloon, na they all drink this too. Yeah.
So you can't blanketly paint everybody.
Yeah, but Joma, the reason for that, primarily, we have Sierra Leoneans who don't really think beyond the box. Then just they see that face value stuff from and then that's it. Because if you just don't make a statement, because there are many statements like for say, oh, this man a land book, or oh, this man he talk, now the true he talk, so we listen to them. Then they paint you a picture of trust first.
Yeah.
And then feed you with false information. But guess what? Anything that they don't done. We're not going to stop this because we were not in a salon self-way knowledgeable. Sometimes we're not book. Even if they salon knowledgeable, I just fear no more in the way they're making the faith for talk because they're scared of their life. But you see the blatant lie in some of those statements. Because how can you justify, say, if, for example, there is a serial killer in the family, it means the whole family is serial killer.
Yeah.
You can't say that.
Yes. Yeah.
You can't go and arrest Joe Blocks because in Paddy go commits a crime. That doesn't mean Joe Blocks is also part of the crime. You could say, okay, if you have any kind of close relationship with this person, I will look at you as a person of interest to make a finance, make a know whether you get anything for what this person will do.
Right.
Because an association to crime is as worse as the crime. Yes, I agree. But do you have evidence that can clarify this person's involvement, even by knowing and not saying? And then paint a picture of being civic, as in this is your civic rights in Sierra Leone. Do you know what that means? Or you wish to have your civic rights being given to you, and you're not willing to give the people their civic rights? How can you justify that? So when they use all them funny small words here, so for trash people and brain, but it's only few people that will possibly listen to that. But when you have a mass of Sierra Leoneans, they really possibly are scared to question what you guys are doing, because I don't know the mentality that you don't question nobody. Then from the level of not authority, the level of what not the right word, the level of capacity, as in if you're capable of buying me a cup of rice, you will never question it. So it's the level of capacity that draw that line to say, if I can afford a pound or a dollar or a leon more than you, you have no right to question me because I can deprive you of that one leon. And that's like a norm in Sierra Leone. Nobody questions nobody because they're afraid. So if I can't question this, no, so until you help me, you're not gonna help me again. If I ask and say, hey, pa, who's how you pull this money they can give me so? Oh, you ask me when I want the green I make. Hey, pa, you can't give me one bag for nothing no more. Hey, who's how you plan so? Nobody asks question in Sierra Leone because they don't want to be deprived of that opportunity. And that has been the norm. So basically, I'm not surprised. We're saying some of we will say will be this all the questions, certain things then, and they take job now, but who cares? I will have to ask you, why do you need to be done this way, that way, and that way? You tell me. If you are the client, you should be able to tell me what you want. I'm not just going to say, okay, you want like I can videos for you. Okay, then I mean I can't go you plan. No, you have to tell me what you want. So in Sierra Leone, nobody asks questions. Now make we host them then, we skip them not straight, we institution them poor, nobody is in charge, nobody asks questions, nobody wants to know what is the norm and what isn't the norm. So we sit back and accept all this crap being thrown at us because we don't have that mentality of questioning people or asking questions. It's very simple. And then we they use some narrative then for fool people in mind. Okay, do you really know what civic education is? And how does the people benefit from civic education? How do you actually make them become part of society? How do you bring them in to be able to give them that civic right that they deserve? Do you know what civic right is? Even your freedom of speech is part of your civic rights. Even your freedom of asking questions is part of your civic rights. So how can somebody be boastful of saying, oh, you perform your civic duty for make you can't tell me what is wrong happening out there because we feel to say wrong? It's not what you feel. It's not about you. It's not about what you think. We have a constitution, even though it's that rubbish, but we still have one. If we can simply abide just by what in the constitution say, we know the civilian power is crap for the person, because it gives every individual who is a civilian that carries a civilian passport, and even non-civilian passport holders have some amount of rights in civilian. Are we actually giving them that civic right? And what does the civic right mean? Does it mean you should be bulldozed? Does it mean you should not have a voice to ask questions? Does it mean you should just sit by and allow everything being dumped at you and accept it just because you don't have the power to question it? I think we should be able to think about some of these things and possibly review ourselves as individuals before we start asking questions about other people's credibility. Because even some of us are not credible enough to take certain positions. But guess what? We have that opportunity to sit in that position of trust. So we just abuse it. And you want to be convincing people about what you're saying is correct, is legitimate, is what you know. No. Let's go by the books. If we want to go by the books, let's go by the books. If we want to go by the gutter, then let's go by the gutter. Because you don't want to drag us to where you don't want to go. And you're dragging people there. When people get there, you start complaining. Oh, well, not this, not that. Don't drag them there. Leave it as it is. When there is no information, it means nobody has said anything that is falsifying. Nobody has said anything that is going to be compromised. Nobody has said anything that is right or wrong. Nobody has said nothing. It's better. Because when we don't hear nothing, it means nothing is happening, or a lot is happening, but we should not know. Fine. Then it's our duty now to find out what is happening. But if we're not finding out what is happening and then you are telling us what is happening and you don't want us to ask further questions, that's a problem. So we got to begin to look at anything that's what they say and how they say them, who's how they say them, what to make with they say them, and what we want for really gain out of it. So if we say this is what is happening in Sierra Leone, investigation is pending based on the evidence that we have gathered. We have gathered X and Y information. There is still ongoing interviews being taking place in various different facets. Okay, we will accept them. But when you give us evidence-based investigation and those evidence are not correct, we question it. Imagine we're not a lawyer. We're not a lawyer, but it's only in Sierra Leone where you go get certain elements of the law, like somebody saying now we YouTube page where they watch. There has always been injustice in Sierra Leone, so we just a waste of time. But guess what? I don't think so. It may sound like we are wasting our time, but we are not. Because if you watch the backpedaling what don't happen within the past couple of days, it's because of them questioning the answer some of who they ask. If you watch the evidence of stuff that is coming out, there's nothing coming out anymore. We haven't seen any physical evidence of anything that has happened within the past couple of days. We then go say, these are the evidence, these are this, these are that. Now, still they tell us we go play on our courts. Okay, courts, they know to stop. There's television for go watch and see what's in the happen on our courts. Well, maybe it is going to be behind closed doors because it can happen. But if it's going to be as transparent as the other investigations they carry out in Sierra Leone, then it's a public incident where everybody needs to know exactly what is happening. This is a trial, the people versus the states, as in the culprit versus the state. So it is not a personal case. It is a case that has the interest of not just Sierra Leoneans, but non-Sierra Leoneans. It is a case that has the interest of people who are Sierra Leoneans that lives in Sierra Leone and Sierra Leoneans that don't live in Sierra Leone. Because the nature of this case, they actually determine where we are heading to within the next couple of years. Because if we just sit by and allow business as usual, yes, there has been a lot of injustices in Sierra Leone for the past 20, 30, 40 years. We cannot sit by and just allow it to carry on because of voting. No, not so because of Joe Blocks don't do it 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it will be a continuity. No, it's the only problem is the same complaint with the complaint today, that the same complaint with the complaint. And we're talking about coup here. Guess what? Who is the bachelor or who is the John? What not the word?
The person with the PhD.
Who is the PhD holder of what we are talking about right now?
It's
in our school, right? It is something that is not good. It is bad. But guess what? We have somebody who is boastful about being a PhD holder, of course, and you still don't know what that means. Look, we look like dumb, and we should look like we don't know what we are doing, or we should look like, oh yeah, it's okay now, because I guarantee you, many people in Sierra Leone within the age of 30 to 35 have never witnessed anything like a coup. They don't know what it's like. And they call it war picking, not to damn them, but it is the facts. Some of them did not witness the war. Some of them are here. You know what they war and film. They not actually physically see what in the war means in Sierra Leone. Some of them don't want to hear you say, oh, this is not coup plotters. And they, you know what, this word coup. They know what Strasser, they know what President Marabio and few more others. You know how many coup plotters doing the MPRC are still at large? These are coup plotters doing the MPRC days that are still at large, haven't been able to surface in Sierra Leone up till date. You know how many of them ran away? You know how many of them they can't no more tip and go back? Because there is still a bounty on their head. And these are people who we think we are coming them and say welcome to them because we thought then it was needed. Were the subsequent ones needed? No. Did we accept it? No. What do we do about it? We took a stand as Sierra Leoneans and said, no, enough of this. So again, it's the same stand that we want to put on this one. But look, we can begin, take we own kill and beat people for the same thing we don't do. And then we feel say it is okay for beat them now, but it wasn't okay where me do am. Come on. If I thought there's going to be an investigation, let's do it by the books. Let's do the investigation. Let's carry it out promptly. Let's have people being represented. We don't even know who is representing these people. They have been interviewed according to what the information minister is saying. Who was representing them when they were interviewed? Did they have a representation whilst they were being interviewed? No, we don't know that. We don't know. Do you know any of these people that have been arrested being represented by a lawyer in Sierra Leone? No, we still don't know. So who represents them? Have they been given state representation? We don't know. So how can you interview somebody of that sensitivity and you don't have a lawyer next to him that will represent him, that might even guide him or ask him questions? Do we know whether the interviews have been done under coerce? Do you know whether they have been tortured before they start talking? We don't know. We only saw one video of a military guy talking. And guess what? He was talking openly to bystanders who were also military personnel. And everybody was throwing questions at that particular individual. That individual is traumatized. You don't even know why he's even there in the first place. You don't know how he was captured, how he was arrested, where was he?
Whether a military person.
Exactly. We don't even know whether it was a military person. So there is a lot of stuff that we don't know yet as Sierra Leoneans. And we want to sit back and just fold our hands and say, hey, it's cool, let them carry on with it. Can't afford to do that.
So because the thing again, T-Boy, just like you say, the president of the country, no, I don't know whether he's on record now, but not ever say it's a coup. He called it a security breach. Okay? That's what the president called it. I don't know whether, I can't remember whether in his second statement it qualified as a failed coup attempt. But as far as I can recall, and viewers, please, if that changed, let me know. The president called it a security breach, now the Amo and Amri, and also Telwi in an initial speech. And I still go back to that statement, say all the leaders of the incidents, they may not apprehend them. All the leaders, they apprehend them on the same day.
So who are the leaders?
We don't know. So according to the president, because the president's statement is what? Supreme, right? Above everybody else.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm talking.
Right. According to enforced speech at around 8 p.m. on November 26 stated that it was a security breach and they don't apprehend all the leaders of the coup. So when we see a wanted list out by the Sierra Leone police and later saw another list from the Ministry of Information which contradicts the list where the Sierra Leone police pulled, we started having doubt here and there. So now that we could begin open and ask questions. But there's something else that just surfaced recently, and we've been not asked that question there. The incident na Congo Cross. And according to Umaru Fofana in reports, that then tell him, say, may people in military uniform tell and say, then they clean this country. Then get for clean this country. And around that same Congo Cross incident, Congo Cross leading to Moriton incident, where he say the head of operations, now the military, Colonel Samai, was killed, and the Joint Chief Commander, Brigadier Alpha, was shot at. And in driver, then kill him and with him. Who that killed the one then? That's the question, because now an audio claiming or alleging to be the brother, the twin brother of Colonel Samai, surfaced, and they cast allegations, say one of the military people or Minister of Internal Affairs, one of them, aware of the incident, and this was an inside job for killing brother. That's an allegation. We don't know if it's a fact or not. But since the Ministry of Information, they ask for let people volunteer information in return for money, 50 million now is being raised to 70 million for other group of people. It is important not to discount that audio message from the person where they claim, say, in a twin brother of the head of operations. We've been in a government side where they kill around Congo Cross and Moriton. You understand, T-Boy? It is in the cast a blame, say it's an inside job. And we've been don't ask question here. Say the incident na Congo Cross, it was a report of two factions we've been dead, and Umaru Fofana say all to the side then call in name. That means say then sabi and they identify in vehicle and they not do nothing. But you ask us, you'll be asked a question. No video, no picture, no voice was captured from a seasoned and a senior journalist where they get an opportunity for unravel a story. It is Insai where for able for capture information so vital for help with in reporting. It just tell we say, then call in name. And he was safe. But in that same, around that same incident, the head of operations for the military died, a few more other military personnel died, and a senior Joint Chief Commander, Brigadier Alpha or Ali, was injured where he wait for do surgery.
What do you mean by the
So at the time where the report came out, it was shot, it gets shrapnel. So then they pending surgery. We don't know whether they don't do the surgery now or not. So Exactly, Laminba. No sound bites, nothing. It was just a report. And again, remember, Umaru Fofana was the first person to report that a senior military person call am from Wilberforce and confirm say they don't broke the armory. He was the first to go public and report that there was, a break-in now the armory now Wilberforce, and now the same person we report and tell we say the group na Congo cross roundabout where in life for almost day they not God make coincidentally all two the factions them identify a motocar and calling them say Umaru Umaru and say we go clean this country, and this now military people. Who are those people? And why the coincidence says senior military officers get ambushed. Well, according to Umaru Fofana report, you understand? And along the way, then kill the head of operation for the military.
Senior. Was he still with the convoy, but he wasn't there no more?
What convoy?
Well, that's the question I'm asking.
So,
okay. Now, with what the
question where you ask, according to the person where they claim say Inna the brother, twin brother of this colonel where they kill the colonel, and also the General Alpha or Brigadier Alpha, when are the Joint Chief Commander or something like that, a senior man, himself claims say then shoot him, he gets shrapnel wound, and also in driver then kill him, na incest and na him other man then drag and come on at the scene. So that shows say Colonel Samai be still there within a group, within a convoy. But whose convoy, we don't know. Would have been then at whose side, we don't know. Because according to the audio, the state say either the general or the person with the head of internal affairs been then at the other convoy with OSD personnel and police them. Been did it. So many questions again therefore be asked. We are not saying this is not a coup. We are not saying it is a coup. We are not saying it is stage managed or it is real. What we are doing is to ask questions and open the conversation, because we believe say more questions therefore ask, because the story they not they add up. La pause there while let you come on whilst we wait. I will go to the second segment now on videos, and two they talk about prison break, we they talk about the dangers behind using a white blankets to cover everyone because then sabi somebody they, or they associate with them, how dangerous that can be, and how then they lead to other things now. And we want to know now whether, because we know say on this incident, this main spokesperson, the Minister of Information, right?
Yeah.
But now we don't hear other commentaries from senior government officials. But let me know. Yeah, go ahead, T-Boy.
I'm not surprised at that, because again, when you exhaust one individual, another one pick up from where the one done exhausted, and basically not so by choice now, because of the pressure some of who don't mount on the Minister of Information. So basically, they want to double down on his appearance in public appearances, on what he's saying. But coming back to your Umaru Fofana incident of the thing away he proposed for Sina Congo Cross, I think I only realized that he's got a filming crew when they went up on Eba Road the next day. or a day or two after.
That's one. I want as well we been comment on say filming crew go. The pictures that will come out from Pademba Road prison.
Yeah. Now the target I say get filming crew, and he posed with the filming crew na Pademba Road prison. So if you deal with that same filming crew also na Congo Cross. But what puzzled me,
so I've been there with them.
When I say so, what puzzled me, you present within an incident where happened, were very important. As you say, the people that way you see, then talk say they come for clean this country. They don't come for nobody. But you did not take any picture. You did not record their conversation. You did not ask them any question. You not even show yourself you at the scene.
And award-winning incidents.
Can you imagine? Because then they make you stand out as a media practitioner, as a journalist. Again, I will not say a wartime journalist, but a journalist within at the scene of the event. You will be proud to post that image of yours. But what puzzles me now after where post nothing, but then shoots an individual inside the former president in post where he not been there. He not been there.
Yeah.
And he was the person that posted it on his own page.
Right.
So, two questions. When they shot that young man inside the former presidency, or somebody taking a picture? Who did?
Right.
And when the person taking a picture, why not send and give nobody?
Right.
But it's to Umaru. And why did Umaru not even think twice? He posted them straight away. And he put a comment below the pictures. But he not give you evidence of the people that we see. He not give you soundbite of the people that we see. And if you get a filming crew where we later on know say been there with where you're gonna Pademba Road. But no incident not happen at Pademba Road for make you go take a picture of you and your filming crew. That means you are telling us that you are going to document what has happened at Pademba Road. Yes? Mm-hmm. Also, if you have documented Pademba Road and there was a serious breach in Pademba Road, if you don't post one picture, of you at the scene of the debris of what has happened at Pademba Road that night or the morning. But the only side where they're showing, okay, sometimes maybe when no one show you how Pademba Road sound like inside for some of we will maybe don't go inside it. But I can understand. I can understand. But there is a huge amount of question that needs answers from him and the evidence of what he has based on the supposed brother in statement and in audio, and what's in it highlights say my brother was there and he was killed by who, and he's asking questions for the internal minister to be investigated. Okay, we don't know why they should investigate him, why they shouldn't investigate him, but for make somebody make a strong statement like that, you're not scared of anybody, you're not afraid of anybody, and he make a strong statement like that with an accusation of investigation pending that individual, it means there are serious issues of concern with that particular individual. So basically, that's all I will say. The Omo incident is questionable. Nobody else asked him anything. He hasn't come out with any statement. We know what he's made of. We know what he's capable of doing, and he hasn't proven none of that to us. So we're still waiting. Maybe he will decide to come up with answers on that day. Maybe he will decide to show us pictures 20 days later. Maybe he will come up with something that we might possibly will be shocked when we see those evidence, because he is a key witness to the people that he saw, and they call him by name. Nobody in the brackets.
Listen, They not just call them by name. He said they identify them because they sabi in motoka.
Oh, so they're not just calling his name, but they know the Muscavi, the drive as well.
Correct.
So these are people who are very known to him, we sabi him very well, and are people that were there inside salon,
Correct.
inside Freetown.
Yes, I don't know call them motoka. The drive Sky motoka.
Yeah. Like we say, if them people and they come now Freetown, we're not of Freetown and they're not going to for identify more for what I'm motoka. But they will only identify them, meaning they don't see them yesterday, they don't see them day before, they don't see them last week. Because sometimes if they say they don't see them last month, sometimes they don't change him from last month. But they have seen him of recent times and not in one occasion, maybe on a regular basis.
According to a report, he said and sabi identify. Okay. So the other, just for help with listeners and viewers, let them understand, say, we're asking questions because we want to know. That information is vital because life then get lost here. Let me take Udala, the most popular Sierra Leone journalist or reporter with the world sabi in recent times in the last 2 decades. Who that? No, apart from Umaru Fofana.
Oh, that's so yes.
And why was he popular?
Because he did cry Freetown, meaning he was there, present, when the whole thing was unfolding in his eyes, and he has
evidence. No, so even so, the one where they shoot somebody and kill him on sight is showy. It was a gruesome one for himself, but he witnessed it.
And that's on him his credentials that he carries today.
Right. Then one. Me and you reporting elections 2018. We are gunshot. Usa will be anxious for good.
No, that the gunshot to come out.
The gunshot they come up because you know what?
Now the action
nice. We don't go IBM and say, yeah, we get for where the risk for no say we safe, but we they look for outside the action.
Yeah.
Say, now yeah, gunshots, we want for no who that they fire, why did they fire, the circumstances around it. Who showed up late at that event? It was
Umar. Yeah.
Came after the fact. And the report was what?
I don't want to go there. Let's leave it.
Okay. So again, I want to go now to the Pademba Road incidents. I want we technical team play for with this video of the chief minister commenting on Pademba Road incidents and the call for let the opposition make sure say them bring their members. You read the question, the members.
No. So we say that too. Now what's in the chief minister?
And the chief minister say, and say them not, yeah, them not a lie. So the report say for
say so because what you say I get for can respond to that.
Right. So let me know when the video is ready. And if you just join me now, you watch how they go inside the Republic with special Sunday edition, both on Facebook and YouTube. Please share and subscribe to the channel so you don't go miss out on the discussion here. Over to you, technical team.
Company team them within the agreement, but prison break for the maximum prison in Pademba Road don't break.
Yes.
How this would they implement this?
Mate, look, people in the way APC puts in that list. That means that them people then sabi them. If me na APC me been there, and it's just obvious. You know to your responsibility to make that person they come back into prison where he can then we will get this conversation. I want me Richard Conte may a pull release because na in don't they do this now. May a pull release urging all loyal APC members, particularly the one then within that list, we know in a prison for show up today and go in a prison. I go promise them say we go sit down at table and look at that list tomorrow. If him do that day and they all can, afterward they all can, then sit down, then go to prison, then register. Me as chief minister, I the promise and say we go sit down and look at that case day next tomorrow to read the judiciary.
The way how prisoner them left the correctional center and one way people concerned and don't they allege say na stage manage. As how them prison they left the prison.
Anybody who sit down they not like this country and they would see that anybody way doubts the veracity of this coup and not like this country. Anybody we say na stage manage the killing of military personnel and not like this country. Anybody we get good conscience, we know why we don't come out now this country, yeah. We see the kind of incitements and hate where people then they spread. We see them they kill more time there. And not like this country, yeah. So I'm not concerned about the veracity of their claim because investigation they go on. I'm concerned about the dishonesty where certain political leader then we then they try to make this a stage manage. If you know, I will lose patience if person talk down there before me. I don't think say I go sit down across a human. We go see who they crying at that place. You see people then they crying for go say then stage manage the killing of those military people who laid their lives for us. That person is not like this country.
Well. Thank you so much, technical team. And if you now watch the video, courtesy to 98.1, but specific court. This is a special court from the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. So not only material, this now become government material if you now watch the end. Now then get credit. We see in our 98.1 interview, but this is a special court by the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. So any information here based on this becomes a public statement. So it come back. Well, over to you first before I begin, Labo. Over to you.
Now, who's school them Mutona Labo was voting with you? Now, Pio, who's that? High school? High school, yes. Labo Amos Constantine. Okay. I don't know what's not mean in Latin, but not to Labo, Labo. Because Labo this guy believer. That's why Labo. Because one force, again, the same narrative. Anybody will say this na stage manage, not extra loan. Tell me who loves civilian. Then I one question first. And how will you determine the love for a country from an individual's perspective? So that again is a blanket statement. But end the day, it got to politicians. So basically, he's not specific.
Yeah.
So from blanketing us Sierra Leoneans, now it don't go to specific politicians. Okay, who are the politicians that he's making reference? This is the chief minister. Remember, chief minister who's supposed for the in charge of all government portfolio ministries in Sierra Leone. Now they make a statement like this, and in our column, a statement of incitement. Really? I don't understand which university in the world it go, because I say go Harvard or MIT or whatever it is. But again, when you make statements like that, you don't categorize people and straight away, and you don't brand them without even knowing their views and opinion of what they think. Because as a professional, maybe not a practicing profession, but as a professional in career paths, it gets analysis then we do based on research, and it summarize and it give a report, right? So you cannot just get up and you feel say you have the right to blame every Sierra Leonean of not loving Sierra Leone just because they feel say this is not stage managed. Did you ask them why do they think like this is being stage managed?
See, boy, quickly, the contradiction from the chief minister himself, he say he can understand and he see the reason why people and they feel say this is stage managed. So if you can understand and see the reason why you get upset and blame people, say they're not like Salon. If you, based on your own statement, say, yeah, I can see, I can understand why.
Honestly, you not see and understand why. Because if you really see and understand why, will not me for don't go down to the statements we make. But the worst of the statement is yet to come. Because again, it say if not front an individual, this is actually violence. You actually the type of perpetuate violence now. So what would you do?
No, you
are you going to knock me out?
So you don't issue a threat on Sierra Leoneans who not agree with you.
You
say it is not stage managed. So anybody.
And this is the chief minister talking. So basically, you are saying now, if I disagree with this, I'm just saying, I know this. You may not go point me just now because I had a long for scandal me. If I ask a question, say, okay, what if I question this school? In your eyes, what would you do? Are you going to punch me or knock me out?
He going to lose patience and he can.
And you know where person lose patience, what he do, right?
He will kill you.
Thank you.
He will even kill you. That means you are not safe around him. The man don't demonstrate to we say he go lose in cool at any time and do anything. Or even order and security them for shoot you. Or order you because he don't lose patience. So that's a threat right there to the life of Sierra Leoneans and the Sierra Leonean public where disagree or question anything around November 26th and even Pademba Road Prison. Well, let's go to Pademba Road Prison. You know, again, you know, people are really closer to the president, supposed for the point some of these things to him. If even in order for sack some of them people here, if I call a concrete at their head or slap them at their wrist or tell them, say, this is not the way you talk. Because when you don't talk like this, you know what you don't do? So if me, for example, know somebody where they're close to the president, where participates in this alleged incident, if I get enough evidence, for go points to the president, say, Mr. President, you see that man they make fine to you, so now they undercover, now they only pan this thing. I don't get mine go before. So the president in life still they at risk because in chief minister don't come and can threaten me life. Does it mean because you work for government or you're a government official, anything where you say not true? No. Does it mean that because you work for government, you're a government official, you are appointed by the president, it pleases His Excellency to appoint you? Does it mean you are loyal to him? No. Some of you are a false face. You may not be loyal to him. You may be what you call sabotaging his government. You may be the one even planning or providing information how these plans are happening. So for you can issue threats. If me no more, I go afraid for go to the president. Because if I want to go to the president, I say go talk to the chief minister first. Where you get for lose your patience.
No, go fire here. You too. What's in
minister? Say see there so there and they not Lex alone.
No, not the emphasis of the word the way it is for use. They not Lex alone. You Lex alone.
So we go back, now go back to the blanket thing. And again, I don't know. The chief minister gets so emotional, he's so dramatic in his presentation, asking Richard Conte, because Richard Conte challenged him on the ongoing discussion for the communique where they may go sign with any. These are two different issues. Richard Conte is not addressing or challenging November 26 incident. That is an ongoing investigation. Dr. Richard Conte, they talk specifically about the delays and the stalls where they happen with the conversation and the actions the way for happen with this how you call it in the communicate with and go sign for implement them or take action on that. That is what he's doing. He has no business with prisoners will run away or not run away. That's not a problem that one day. These prisoners were in the custody of the government. The government of Sierra Leone, now they're responsible. They were responsible to make sure the prison is safe, Sierra Leoneans are safe. So if there's any breach there, the government are then responsible for tell we how them prisoners then they escape come on a prison. Not so Dr. Richard Conte in position for provide for you prisoners. If Dr. Richard Conte interfere with comment on that or deal with that, means say it interfere with an ongoing investigation. Now, two separate incidents. Prisoners they will run away. APC they ask for people the way they put in a list where be they under government custody now the prisons to make sure say yes.
Chief Minister Wale Richard Conte can do work for.
Exactly.
But that is practically impossible. I think say Dr. Richard Conte ought to know better. Because one was in the first place, they had an agreement with APC, say, let's have a dialogue, and this is not the outcome of the dialogue. These are some of the things that we need to do. One of which, now the fact say, they need to release all APC and political prisoners being held from time to what time. It was specific. And they gave them that list, apparently. So if, now the question went in the throw at Dr. Richard Conte, I want to let you call all loyal APCians, then when have been prisoners, then when in a parliament, we don't flee. Okay, make them come back. Okay, and then when that list they come, then confirm say they all don't come back, then we go sit down and talk. Really? Are you serious in Sierra Leone? Now, someone will go talk that rubbish day.
No, but I make us say now two.
Because you know talk down in America outside you practice or outside you study. You know go there.
Two separate incidents.
You know go there make such statements in America because guess what? You know, so you're going to get what with the prisoners that they will not come out of prison.
Exactly.
Two, Dr. Richard Conte, I have proof say this person in a prison.
Right.
So when I say the person in a prison, so now I have come proof say yes, this is in a prison, boy, you don't want to be. What's in your work there? I gave you a list of people who are missing from our organization. And then that list where we don't give you, now you all them people and they you lock them up now your host, whether any kind of form now of how you arrest them and lock them up. I don't know. And I'm asking you, who is supposed to be in charge? Say, I get 20 people them where you don't all within the past 6 months, where you for release based on the agreements where me, you, and observers don't come and don't agree on. Then you go open the mouth. You left the mouth open. Not just the 20 people that me talk about, but now 60 people that me inside. Then they're all common to do. Then now, you can't tell me, say, T-boy, go fend you picking that we don't lost and being in camp. And then when you go fend you picking that we don't lost being in camp, I will check and see if they didn't release. Until you bring the all camp. But I left joke no bro. Now only salon they going to be so they happen.
Okay, now ask Stephen. Now ask T-boy.
Oh,
Stephen, if you can't give me money and documents them for keep, then documents them, they are open me domots, the documents them, and money you give me, breeze come, me fly then go. Then you can't ask me for your money. Then I tell you, say, well, where you go fend the money come, or go tell your neighbor them or your family we been there around there. Let them bring the money and the documents and they will sit down for talk, tell you how much money been give me, then I will consider for giving money. Is that how this works? your answer to your question. Me, I like when Stephen King the banter now. So he say APC Koita and his criminals go open prison. Okay, let's say that claim is fact. What's happened to the government people and the SLPP appointed people that will be the guard prison, including the director of prison when a soldier man, who side them been there, say APC Koita and in criminal gang then can then go open. Because you say open, no, then go open the prison. Who side them been there?
Maybe they sleep.
Then be they sleep, they eat their bed, and we see prisoners them. And we don't analyze this prison come out. Italy could be know how this thing happened. Say the prisoner then come out and begin like some man say they get conversation with other people them. It explain how it come out, how they open the door, then they tell us so now waka go so now soldier man then go open for them for let them go. But we saw an alleged information say that we want to get prison break in 2021 or 2022, April 29. We see how presidential guard can then go open fire and shoot the prisoner the way they say because they want to do prison break for common.
And now also prisoner them of concern.
Yes. And we'll be
just prisoners. These ones are prisoners of concern, where possibly some of them are high-profile prisoners there.
Thank you very much, Felica. It's going to a prison guard where they go open the prison cell them. Where the one they be get the lock and key. Because again, we're coming back to the same thing. Some of us, I don't know who side Stephen been there, or almost here Stephen who side the way they grew up, or if they've been telling some of them story here. But we they close to Pademba Road. We witness prison break, AFRC term, April 25, May 25, 1997. We witnessed prison break during NPRC term 1992, April 29, or April 29, 1992. We don't see other attempted prison. We don't see prison break during 1999, January 6. And the name dates there for you. So we know what is prison break, and we know what is prison break.
Viva.
Yeah.
It's like where you talk by manual language. I know what I'm talking about, and I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You know,
basically, there is prison break and prison break.
And prison break.
So is this a prison break or an prison break?
A prison break or a prison break?
Prison break is a prison break.
Yeah. So waiting make we play this video and foresee how government officials again they handle this situation. If you try to politicize it, you are going down in a path where we're not going to for come out, and it will continue for create the suspicion where you they try for avoid in the first place, where the opposition they claim, or when they claim say the opposition they claim say the people they not been there inside the prison in the first place.
But me, now that's me don't say earlier on. Don't dig a hole and you don't want to jump into it. You digging a hole for yourself. Because as far as me concerned, why would you take that interview anyway? So you want to convince me and do an extract of your interview. If not, so we do a more. Now, you Minister of Information decided to do an extract of your entire interview because some thinking there, now that they tell you say, go watch the entire interview on a quarter. Now, what's in on again to get on a court? So basically, when I can give you reference for go watch the entire interview, still we know that reference there and say, go watch the interview, right? So basically, now this is that the Ministry of Information decided in consultation of the Chief Minister, I suppose, of the Minister of Defense, I suppose, of the Inspector General of Police, I suppose, with the Director of Prison, I suppose, and he end up to the President and he seal him, release.
Yeah.
Then he release out to the public, not knowing that or thinking nobody will question this. Now the Chief Minister they talk, he's a Harvard student. he went to the MIT, whichever it is. He's got knowledge. It is speak to the language where we want for you. So why should we question him? But at the same time, put yourself in the shoe of yourself and do the same thing in America if you can. And ask a question of something where you don't agree for. They don't give you assignment. This is going to be your final thesis for the job or degree where they do, right? And they say, you need to do a research on aesthetic legs for young kids, for example, because I thought that was your trade, that's your profession. And then you decided for going to a salon and do that your thesis there. And then when you start your research, everybody waiting at Shesha home will get any form of disability disappeared, right? You have an assignment to do. And then you come to the owner of Shesha home, for example. Sorry, I made this example. And then you can tell the owner, say, Madam Obra, I want to let you go and then all and begin where I get link waiting at this Shesha home because I'm not going to do my assignments. Really? Yeah. So between you and that person who gets Shesha home, who is desperate for that information? Who is desperate for that information? So now you are saying, I am questioning you for something where you get from me.
When I
don't lost some.
Yeah.
You don't lost some. Something where you get from you don't lost some. And then you tell me back, say, T-boy, you been give me money, but you don't lost right now. So I don't know how much money I get. So go find the balance where you lost.
Yes. Go find the money for week out and then I
can check for see whether the money where you go find and the one where I get now the same money where you been give me. Are you serious? Left joke, Salon, not to joke again with the Dipper. Now it don't go beyond joke. Because that is practically what they shame for calling chief minister, but guess what? He's a chief minister. Because if they ask me, if they ask that kind of question there to Dr. Richard Conte, and you say make he go and make a public statement and ask all the loyal APC and the women in a Pademba Road prison break for bringing themselves back come to the prison before Una will sit down and talk when that list is complete. Mm-hmm. That's one of the biggest jokes of 2023. Again,
for the record, people need to understand that these are two separate issues and incidents. The communique being signed before November 26th.
Incidents.
Yeah, November 26th incident, and they had a timeline and waiting them is supposed to do. Coincidentally, close to the term, we see Pademba Road prison broke, and according to we see jailman and they come out, or people they come out inside prison. You know, we don't know whether they broke come on or open up because that's technical too.
Was that a break? Somebody in statements, okay, and they just say, if it not been go, when they tell us about go, in life been there at risk, why do you think his life would be at risk? By staying or leaving?
Yeah.
Come on, let's be honest. If are they now a detention cell, and then that detention cell they flood, there is no windows, and then the detention officer he open the door, he say, T-boy, come on out, otherwise you die inside. I have a choice to make because that will be suicide now. So basically, if people were some man left Pademba Road, he thought in fufu buckets. Which time did they get for do that way they escape prison break?
Maybe can say we don't
fufu buckets all now you earn. Yeah. And you baggages. Whose time you they get for pack?
Hey, pack
escape prison.
Yeah, it's bag, popo bag.
Okay. Yeah. When I don't see what's in a prison break, when I watch them Guatemala, they let us see what's in a prison break. Let us see how many prison officers and they die. Not so that's a butchered. Because the amount of serial killers or the inmates that were inside, not to inmates that way they even allow an inch of freedom.
So this time live and let live kind of situation.
Imagine, you get prison break and salon, people in the stroll outs. Then we go to the female correctional units. The people in the garden say,
There's some man
people,
Juma, in company way sabi. Hey man, I did it. Oh, hey, okay, go talk later. Other man go kai tell me. Then they announce it. Turn to the camera. Almost here. Me na 7 year. Me na 27.
The other video I see of them same so-called prisoners they are so now being bay or somewhere down there.
That was aside.
Thank you. Then they tell them for cross. Una can't cross now. Una pass go by under. Again, if prison officer or prison guard not sabi you, you work under the skit of freedom freely. There were how many thousand prison officers that were coming up up till the last time when we hear the amount of people who it all, it don't be even reach 200.
Yeah, they say about
and we have like 1,000 plus, almost 2,000 inmates.
Yeah.
So you are said to me, the prison officers then waiting at Pademba Road, we get sophisticated device of monitoring prisoners them na the cell. They're able for tell we who are these 1,000 prisoners that we don't break out, we don't go live in the community. Come on, whose job is that? Is it not the prison officers? For going begin fend them, prisoner they are so? Or is that the reason why you're doing house to house or car to car? At least let people know.
When the house to house and car to car don't forget about that.
Yeah, well, now look at they ask if that's the reason why they were doing it. But apparently, we still have 1,000 or more prisoners at large. It means Sierra Leone is still not safe.
Right.
It's still not safe because there's a huge amount of accused killers. And when you look at the wave of prisoners that will come out of Pademba Road, I bite you, 40% of them were teenagers.
Yeah.
And like a way open school door, or like a way open holiday camp. All those kids, young bobo them, small bobo them, maybe 16, 17, possibly the one we see, we're all 45, 50, not many, just a few. And this is in the struggle, but the boys were just running. They walk in like a walkout, like a wave of them, young boys. Some of them not in our Pademba with prison, they don't even know why.
And the way we may understand the setup of the prison, not just the front gate, they get big yard. You have cells inside it.
Thank you.
Then they lock up and then lock up.
So without open all them selling, there is a locker. Somebody there went at the key master.
Yeah, the lock up.
The lock up officer, he get series of keys in their hand because then they lock in with them and they open in the morning. So without open all them keys into more than them.
Because no, yeah, you want to
I don't know how Pademba go do. But it's fine for like people to see how Pademba go there anyway, because even the most secured prison in this country, when a Belmarsh or wherever it is, people don't know how it's like by pictures or videos or whatever it is. They do tours, they do interviews, they do stuff, they do this, they do that. But Pademba Road is a sacred ground, and they people in the way escape. Thousand man don't see yourself it. I beg, but Juma,
yeah,
if the chief minister is serious about the dialogue way they're supposed to get with APC, then it's your choice to either sit on the table and dialogue or you forget about it. It depends what the APC want to do now. It's their choice.
If the chief minister been genuine to the dialogue one and genuine to Sierra Leonean, in role and response for being before apologize to the people of Sierra Leone for the government not for assured and safety. Because it means say you are not capable for una sidon, say a group of men unknown assailants there. Come, yes.
Now something that inside right now YouTube. Instead of kids now then go work out for Christmas, Elijah are Muslim.
Okay, so now I make Elijah go back. All right, okay. I like that.
Muslim, I make Elijah go back.
Yes. Now LSC, now they pardon so LSC still they do video.
Hey, LSC say in crime and Elijah in crime now two different crime. No, they are big there. So he didn't turn himself in at all.
What's that? That's foolishness. LSC
they revoke him pardon where he gets, right? But then
why did he come back?
Who signed the mandate? And because government officials they take and say they can go to hotel, and the hotel where you go lodge, now government officials get them, you know, say they exchange money with Sierra with a military person, all that one day, say the man come out now the country, safe passage, he gets diplomatic passport back for come out the country. Chief Minister not able to go bring a Kamba. If you really serious about bringing the prisoners and you're patriotic, bring LSC camp first. Then they will know for say you really mean business for capture.
No, the Terry LSC escaped not to enable the Chief Minister. So I forgot ask.
But now he is now continuous role. He has a.
Then they do continue to you. If you say Usai regardless who are left now, you brother don't take up. They count your style. Then they say, where carried me on stag, we know what you feel. How long it is fine? Every individual in that government has their own style. The former Minister of Mines, if you say now the same one did right now, did right now. The former Minister of Land, if you just want to continue to do you not see your new pattern? I never even easy man. All man get in style. This Chief Minister first when they talk first, they chill. Then they look you back in the year, I tell you say, if you talk, say you know to see, if I vex for you, I see you.
If I change,
I change for you.
I would say it's a radical inclusion.
Exactly, radical inclusion. Can you imagine it means so let's get to the
right.
If me you to see one to why you talk say this thing not to cool, I change for you.
If I change for you, so you get for include by force.
Radical inclusion. No, but on a very serious note. This looks like a joke. Reason being, we authorities, the way they deal with this situation, are not really taking it seriously. They're not giving us tangible information about how serious of the nature of what they are doing is. Because if they play people that like say now you bounce on the wall, you know how you go for them. Do you know what that means? For just gap no more and ask that man we don't give you a list. Or let you come back and verify the list to you and bring the emails and come before you sit on a table talk with her.
So what did they try for imply so that now Richard Conte and APC now then keep
the responsible.
Yeah. So if you sat in say and get the people them for bring them camp, why you know we just all Richard Conte want to say Richard Conte can bring the Wisabusa he keep the only
exactly for just like restaurant because he should be a suspect now. Because you know where the people are and you can't tell them to come back. So that means I'll hold you accountable.
Oh, exactly.
At least.
Because what you for do to win and for apologize to the people of Sierra Leone that you see, you got
they owe us no apology, so they don't have to apologize to us.
You see, so that's what it should have been. Okay. As the comment them, what you call them, and somebody just referenced say the first prison break 2020, April 29. Say today, we're not able to know the list of number of people that will die.
But they're getting reports, right? They keep changing it from this to that to that to that.
Yeah, that's one. The one they die that time, they will not know the list. Say today.
But imagine, nobody want the way, then the only way escape will go, no?
Why we list of them the way escape? So then
that is practically going to be not even impossible, out of the world. So I would say, if you are fortunate, but I know one guy where do a TikTok video. This is not just a joke anyway, not so serious to man a joke. The guy say, them reason that they will keep the free to say freedom sweet. They don't understand self because for buy one place cook. You know what
so better go inside Bakusai, at least you are assured.
Hey man, I don't like you, but Kusai man, they are let them bless not there. Because at least you get go lock you up, then you get food in the give every day. But then go understand because they only can be you go back. Yeah, anyway, you don't put almost 50,000 bounty on the end. Hey, when I miss out, they go to claim that go come on, boy, people that can't get me go please.
Yeah. When someone go volunteer, then they should.
But guess what? Chima, if one person actually go with 30 emails, then they pay him.
He didn't pay. I mean, per inmates.
No, I mean 30 at 50,000. That's what you know.
Who's 50,000? now 50 million now, so.
Now 50,000, you're not 50 million again. The money don't change.
Well, I may not have the money today. So
I mean, for Skyland, because after Christmas, the news is again. But anyway, on a very serious note, that's serious business.
Yeah.
30 inmates at 50 million.
Arrangements, you know that, eh? Say,
now, 150 billion, eh? Yeah. That's no money now. Then I go now, I go look after my people, I go give them something. I don't know, business with money.
Nobody prison and SSM can make deal. Say, can we go? You they take 20 million, then me take 30 million.
No, Juma, now with 50, and they take 50 inmates go. And they make sure say I round up them.
Individual, yeah.
No, then I go begin to do the 1 1 1 1. They go say, hey, boy, you cannot forget them prisoners there. Now you want to get out of there.
Yeah.
When they give money, go, they give a China. How come now you don't get out for cage prison at the Vinca?
So
but again,
so tell that they want to do Richard concert.
Yeah. You might left. That's an expensive joke that you are big. Please not do that.
Now, what did the chief minister they imply now they talk so?
Oh, you know, nice.
That's what the chief minister they imply. Because if you go take that mandate, the man asks simple question about, you know, who is fooling who, then you get so upset and you want to change the man. Now you tell us, okay, we'll go bring the prisoner in the car. Because now you to ask question who is fooling who.
But anyway, if now who is fooling who? I am a local graduate in the UK. Maybe I not get better education. But let's put two scenarios together. One, I am a learned individual and you're not. Yeah, Juma.
Yes.
Then we learn book na the Juma. Like I said earlier on, I can't give you 50,000 for all, not to form millions. And then you take that 50,000 millions day, you AC pillow, like how them flaman they keep number, you AC pillow, you put under a pillow, you sleep fana.
Yeah.
That means it's secure there.
Of course now.
Anybody who AC that pillow, you know say that person AC pillow.
Yeah.
You got that 50,000, then you dead or alive money than it.
Yeah.
And then you sit on careless one back. You call Santiki. Santiki come, he come ace you comfortably one, he puts you down.
You hold me on the other side.
He hold you, they take the money, there you go.
Yeah.
They say, Timo, your money don't lose so. Santiki, I think say, Naim go don't take, I don't know. But anyway, go fend Santiki.
Santiki na you party on your farm, go bring a camp.
Go bring a camp. So if me, no, Juma, if me and Richard Conte, I take Chief Minister to court.
Of course.
Seriously, if me and Richard Conte, I take Chief Minister to court because what you do, it don't tarnish me character for say I know or I have the tendency for ask those prisoners there for Canberra.
But I'm saying again, it ain't contact with the prisoners there.
Exactly. That is total. That is an allegation made against Richard Conte. Richard Conte never take him to court. If me and Richard, I take him to court. Don't start a new battle. Because honestly, it means you have compromised my integrity. You have compromised my security apparatus, meaning I have an association with these APC members, then we being a part of my work because we don't escape. And how can I actually reach out to them and ask them for come back? That is exactly what the Chief Minister is asking you to do.
You see, this is the reason we make them say, picking you bar, not the fly coming from. Some jobs are reserved for matured minds.
What thing you know say, was not to for picking a picking you bar, let the fly not on.
Yep.
We go so koya today, please go sleep, next don't come.
And that's exactly it.
So koya today. Every day, you see, if you listen to Sierra Leonean songs, they tell you a positive message that you definitely might not want to hear, but it's true. It's the fact of the matter is, we are now 4 weeks into this drama, and we get to see any clear picture of what is happening.
Nothing yet.
We're going back and forth. We're pussyfooting around. we are making these allegations, we're making these claims. We haven't seen any physical evidence of what is really happening for us to be convinced to say, well, okay, let's follow the narrative. Okay, let's follow the process. Okay, let's follow the investigation. Me, I am totally happy with an investigation that is going to bring out everything in the open. Let's see what is really happening, because we don't have for begin secret dealings there with things the way they happen. Because me, as I say, I'm back again. If you're not a lawyer out there, you're not happy about it, it's fine, no problem. But you guys are not proving your worth in Sierra Leone, because there is a lot of stuff that needs to be challenged from the people of Sierra Leone, but we're not challenging them. I don't know why. And if I wish I was a lawyer, man.
Wait, so where Sierra Leone Bar Association still they function?
Now make I say I wish I was a lawyer.
You don't tell her about them.
I wish I was a lawyer.
Even where we see Uda makes large pull out a press release condemning the incident and call for full investigation. But now you see Sierra Leone Bar Association.
You know, I wish I was a lawyer. I wish I was a man. I wish I was. Femi, oh no, Femi not the for that. Femi can't talk about music there. I wish I was a man in the school. I wish I was. I mean, what music, but I know what they had song. I don't know how the rhythm go.
So,
but
it's just Sierra Leone Bar Association. Interesting at this time.
Well, again, like I said, I wish I was a lawyer, because I don't say this now so 1,000 times, and I will say it again. I don't think the Bar Association in Sierra Leone has the truth ball they really under the encounter. For me, they actually challenge some of the judicial decisions being made in Sierra Leone. Because
they talk about the cow in them.
Yes, they don't have it. Because if they do, it's two things. There are certain careers in life. Now, two things that they expect: jail, death, or survival. Certain careers in life where individually they take. If you're not prepared to face those three things, and when I say if they not jail you, it means you have been deceitful. If they not kill you, it means you have challenged things to the extreme. You become a threat. If you survive, you become a hero. And then eating an enemy, they make you might. If Papa actually is a noble man.
May his soul rest in peace.
May his soul rest in peace. Because as far as I'm concerned, honestly, if you have been like, what am I Hey, dealing with me, you know me for able, bruh. Because for the challenge you every second. You can imagine so that right now. Look how they want to say. Now, sit in the midst of people who knows what the Constitution of Sierra Leone stands for. Sit in the midst of people who know what the Constitution states about coup d'etat in Sierra Leone. Sit with the people who knows about the issues surrounding the justice system in Sierra Leone, and ask yourself a question: are they doing enough to actually challenge?
So, yeah.
Are they doing enough to actually face with the reality of the justice system in Sierra Leone? I rather don't practice. Me, I don't know an individual lawyer will tell me, say, T-boy, I can't practice in Sierra Leone, otherwise I'll do business. And I ask him why. He said, because Sierra Leone is not a safe ground to practice as a lawyer. And this is somebody that I believe I trust as a lawyer. And he cannot practice in Sierra Leone. He tell me point blank. He said, I will only do business in Sierra Leone, but I will not practice as a lawyer. And I have no surprise, because I can see things happening from all over the corner. Somebody highlights the facts. Now Facebook page said there has been, YouTube, there has been serious amount of injustice in Sierra Leone, and this is not the first. Agreed. But
how many programs have we done about the judiciary and justice?
We've even done the justice show.
Yeah.
So let me clarify some of the issues that we have to say get serious issue with justice system in Sierra Leone. We don't do the justice show where they talk about all the major arms of government who are responsible for the legal apparatus of the constitution. Now that's not what it is. Well, we go Freetown, what they do, even the TRC reports, we go for Freetown, for repeat the TRC report again and look at the recommendations of the TRC report. Because some of the things that we are faced with right now has not been accomplished based on the TRC report. Yeah. Because the TRC report is making recommendations of what the people in governance of Sierra Leone should execute when they are in governance, regardless of who they are. Have we done anything in regards to what the TRC report is recommending? And again, now Sierra Leone has then put this TRC report together. We have Peace Commission, we have Religious Council, we have local tribesmen, we have every system in Sierra Leone that should take proper effect. But we're turning our eyes the other way around and just ignore the fact that those items or those issues exist in Sierra Leone. But if you not bet you, one day you will understand why you cannot just sit back and allow this kind of thing to happen. Because the whole issues surrounding our discussion is about justice. Nothing other than that.
Yeah.
You might think it's political, you might think of that, but the whole basis of the discussion is about justice. If somebody commits a crime, he should be tried. If he's guilty, jailing.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But let's follow the process. They keep shouting, let's follow the process. Are you actually following the process? Some people have been arrested now over how many weeks? They haven't been charged. And what does the Constitution of Sierra Leone states?
You know,
how long do you need to hold an individual before you actually charge that person or you actually release that person to go?
Wait, they say, I like how the Minister of Information can, you know, prefacing statement them, right? And not the lie. Me not to lawyer, me not to expert, I just the reports and give the information we then tell me for give. But when they present them, you know, they present and say according to, they present them as facts. You know, they will tell we say na second hand, third hand, or tertiary, you know, information they report to. They report to we like na then sit down and write them and get authority. So if you take authority and responsibility for pronounce that report, you are responsible. So don't do a disclaimer that you are not a lawyer. If you're not a lawyer and you're speaking like one, you are assuming the role of a lawyer. You are not a police expert on investigation, but you are speaking as one. You are not a military personnel or expert, because the military spokesman will talk, he said it's not a coup. You don't get the hallmark of a coup.
Yeah.
The colonel, he tell we that because they don't watch in the immediate information and we're available to them based on the investigation. Don't show say it's not a coup.
And not just that, all the individuals that we don't speak the truth has been silenced.
Right.
They haven't been allowed to say a word since that day of what they said.
Right.
The spokesman for the military, he gets all the military terminology then for talk in a press conference. For make anybody with a military intelligence go understand the language. Can you imagine in the UK, there is a breach. Now, for example, there is a breach at number 10 Downing Street.
No, go Sandos for Sianga.
No, forget Sandos. Sandos too explicit because you can't go Sandos. the one where Sandos just released a press release of something where Sandos not been supposed to execute, a minister was dead. So no, forget Sandos. No, go down there because now suicide, and we call that.
Yeah.
But let's say there was a breach at number 10 Downing Street. Who than the person where they talk to the nation? The Home Secretary.
Right.
Because guess what? He is responsible for the security apparatus.
Supervision or oversight.
Yes. He's responsible for the security apparatus of this country. The Home Secretary, Home Office Minister is the spokesperson that will make a statement for confirm to the people of London say, here is safe. When we get COVID, who are the last person where they talk? Now the COVID press conference, the way they get every other week. Now the Prime Minister, and last they talk. The first person where they talk, now the person where they lead the COVID response team in the UK, because he knows the language.
Right.
And we get the Minister of Information there. Then we get the man responsible for the military task force there. Yes. How? Because now they coordinate the PPR dissemination, because they have done their form of evacuation and rescue mission they also in the past. And they are the only one fit to do that. That is why they were there. And it was a spokesperson responsible for the execution of the work with the military be doing, and they come and talk on behalf of the military.
Mm-hmm.
With a role model, we governance in Sierra Leone based on what? UK, America, Europe, or wherever it is. Mm-hmm. Are we following the same standard? Or we only choose for follow the same standard where we want for highlights? Yeah, but now look what's happening in America. Bad practices is what we role model ourselves on. Bad practices. Why? What difference does it make? Why can't we just be smart enough? And these are all people who don't say they don't study in Europe, America, or wherever it is. They have the same discipline when they're in Sierra Leone? No. What they will not dare to do wherever they are coming from, they're going to go practice in a salon. Because the head of security or the head of ministries or the head of whatever institution in Europe will not make flimsy statement. It costs them a job.
Of course.
It costs them a job. You cannot even say a word that go against a disabled individual. It costs you your job. You cannot even say a word that go against a homeless person. It will cost you your job. You cannot even say a word that go against a veteran. It will cost you your job. Because you know why? The veterans will galvanize against you and they will make sure that you lose your job. That is how powerful the people are in this part of the world. And then when they talk, so they all know that. Because if the Home Secretary Minister talks, say anybody wherein the suspect say a terrorist, it's not before and talk, say it didn't the UK, but it want for don't believe say terrorism they exist in London. I will lose my temper. In job, you don't lost your secretary. In not in job secretary, but just using that word, say I will lose my temper at that individual. It don't lost in job. Now in job, it don't lost so. He will not be the minister.
He not even go to the office
anymore. You will lose your temper against your citizen for what? For an opinion that they may have. Wow. Only in Sierra Leone. And then he cuts the extract back again. He publishes back now the Ministry of Information.
And so I say now where I miss. I don't talk and don't.
Can you imagine? So that's the level of I will not say even arrogancy. That's the level of disrespect to the citizens of Sierra Leone. Because if you can lose your temper against an individual where you suppose for the government because of their opinion, that means you can kill anybody. You can lose your temper against anybody because not everybody is going to agree with what you're saying. Not everybody is going to agree with your decision. Not everybody is going to accept what you want to apply. So that means everybody that is not in favor of what you're saying, you will lose your temper at that person. Wow. That is a very strong statement. You may have possibly go back and rethink that statement and possibly come up with something better.
After you even talk, you go see and understand the reason why
people are very strong.
Or say
very strong.
Or say this now a stage managed event. Now you just say talk and say you go see the reason why people will think so. So that means you're doing a bad job as a government.
Because you say one thing and then you double down the other way.
Exactly. So you create doubt in the minds of people.
Now, like when the minister say the evidence of the CCTV, well, you know important, say, but look, we say, whether CCTV or not, them don't still broke. Yes, they should have, they will have. But guess what? The CCTV don't capture them before they shoot up.
Exactly.
So no matter how discreet they were. If they wear balaclava, we're going to say yes, not in this, but then cover their face them. They were masked, so they don't identify them properly because they were masked, because they knew where they were going.
Well, the bank robberies they will they see. The high-profile place they will they see. Then this what make them provide CCTV? UK is the most watched place
In the world. Yeah.
in the world. London particularly is the most watched. You know. So then they tell you, say, now this traffic lights then get CCTV for capture and image. Say, okay, if you not miss it, where this motor car come on here, now so it can pass. We're going to this gas station, now this then try for do they. So they see a trail.
Then they track that motor car, say it end up na south side and not for saying it track, and then CCTV they begin follow the man footage of the individual if he abandon the vehicle and start for escape. But guess what? We go check Google. Oh my God. Me like that. Juma.
Really? We try for roundup. I been I want to continue another part, but I think we don't do justice to today's program. We don't exhaust them for now. We will continue again another segment of this November 26 incident. Government said that they go outside the investigation lead. We they go outside the question and the gaps them there. For ask more questions and try for see if we're able to fill the gaps them there. That is our role. And that is the only way we can complement government for let we able to understand, let we make sense of this November 26 incident. Because yeah, go ahead, T-Boy.
The gap then way with the sky for fill, we're not able to fulfill them. That's why. Because some of them gap are not to gap. Na tunnel. What you make they call them tunnel? Now because it's not get end point. It'll take you go. Na tunnel. Because the further you go into them, now the more you come up with so much flaws. So you need to have a cutoff point at some point. But we cannot find the end route of this tunnel because it is just widely going.
And what we keep seeing is when they raise one issue, the dust, people ask questions, people push back.
That's it.
They try for be defensive, arrogantly, and then they kill them. Bam, then they don't move to something else.
The Minister of Information has not been talking for the past couple of days, right?
Right.
Now we see the Inspector General talk. Now we don't get Chief Minister, we don't begin talk. He was nowhere to be seen for the past couple of days or weeks.
Right.
He hasn't said nothing. Then look what he came up with.
Right.
So when Insai don't exhaust in your narrative, because again, we can't sit back and allow all the narrative. So it's a pattern of distraction, a pattern of sequence of how they are playing with things. And again, they're not playing with the mindset of some Sierra Leoneans like us. They are playing with the mindset of Sierra Leoneans who don't challenge some of these things. They are playing with the mindset of people who possibly cannot question some of the things that they're doing. So they are playing with the mindset of people who are still not sure of what to say, when, and how. So we got to be very careful dealing with these people because then they throw one spanner, then they pull 30 bolts, and then they feel saying I really can't begin lock them bolts. We can't. Also, no more una they go dig una all. Now they back with the meet and ask una question. If you want to come back, come back. If you don't come back, if I open them, we'll come back again and you visit later on. So that is what possibly I think we should be doing. We should be asking questions and raising concerns. And then if we're not dealing with her, okay, no, they go no more. But we'll come back with it. Because the basis of Usa with the left will not be complete. Now they lead we to the subsequent thing that we can for happen further. Because if they're proper, we'll go back there. So as long as they're not relevant as of now, they should not be relevant going forward. They should not be used in any way, shape, or form to clarify anything further. We should be looking at new information, new stuff. But nothing new is happening right now. Everything that has happened within the past couple of weeks, now like it don't die down. And it will die down, they say, just not say, Like that one, and previously when they say there was a coup attempted that was spoiled, again, we say there has been series of arrests being made. We know nothing about them. So it's going to be more or less the same thing. When was the last time we hear any kind of thing regarding the coup? It's just been dying down slowly, until they realize everybody's comfortable with it now. They say, oh, it pleases the president for 2024 for pardon the one that we make the coup. It want the country gets peace, so everybody should be released and everybody gets on their business. No more dialogue and whatever. I will not be surprised if that happens.
Right.
I will not be surprised because if an accused ex-military to the rank of a major was pardoned after an attempted assassination, then what else do we not expect to happen?
Right. Anyway, so Fambulem, Bokudeo for being covered today as well, but because of time, and we will try for end Naya today and continue to next week by God power. And like how T-Boy say, the tunnel still the dig, and we will continue for go until we reach the exit points or the end points at that tunnel day. We want to say thank you to all, and it was a lively conversation and discussion, and this is what we expect. We're not threatening anybody now to say we will change by you or we will lose
change you.
Temper by you.
At the beginning, change, Pastor Man.
Bonita say una still gets time. I know say una still gets time. But okay, remember, so get viewers them all over the world. So Monday can sleep right now. Salon coffee.
Now for tell us say one thing you for know, say let's not to for picking you ban the fly na tongue. Please go sleep. Next don't come. Good night.
And Salon right now almost coffee time don't reach, right? Almost. So Lobia, we'll continue next week, Sweet Bonita. Please make sure you join us and share as well. We want for advice people away the salon right now. Your personal safety comes first.
Would you want to say me last word too, but I will talk after you don't talk. I'll say me last word. They come back in around.
Okay. If you go ahead and say your last word for today's program, and then we'll take on from there.
Okay, I want to say thank you to viewers for joining us on a Sunday, and I think I was quite shocked that we were able to keep una for this long. Again, we all say sometimes we do marathon, but more like you, the marathon that we're going to do for the past couple of months, years. That's what you say me go the marathon. You ask for one brand and for start and finish them, but we not get water next to you. Now for member say you get forfeit water, and we all know what's the situation that we are faced with in Sierra Leone, and we have to take things a little bit serious by the information shared, information delivered, and information being passed on both sides, on every level. Because what to make I say so, now the serious elements of what we are faced with in Sierra Leone, not to tomorrow we just feel the impact of this. We will feel the impact of this within the next couple of years to come. And very few people are able to understand what I mean by that. We feel the impact of the war. We're still there happen now because we failed to deal with the impact of the war itself. We ignore the reality of the disaster we happened at Salon. We did not actually sit and face it. We did not actually sit and discuss it. We did not actually sit and have a proper dialogue of why we did to ourselves what we did. And we just sweep under the carpet as usual, and we so-called peacemakers, religious leaders, council of elders, or whatever it is, and council with what we as the people of Sierra Leone, and there are many people still very traumatized based on the fact that the war was not just gruesome, it was brutal, and it was deliberate. And we failed for address that issue there. And when we fail for address that issue there, now the remnant of that issue they now we face with so right now. Because if we picking them away with the bond, we actually make them understand the elements of the war we'll get in our salon, why we get the war in the first place, and what's in the the reactions of the war on all sides, then go begin think about what they're doing. So let's not just sit down and say, this is okay, it is not okay, now politics, now this, now that. Let's look at the reality. And if we look at the reality, justice should be prevailed for every Sierra Leonean, whether you've been accused, whether you've been arrested, whether you've been put into any situation, you still get an amount of justice where you deserve. Would you get the people who talk about civic education as the Minister of Education and civic, whatever it is? Again, implementing civic education in Sierra Leone means a lot. One, if we're able to give the people in civil rights, then civil rights is part of the civic education we need to give people. We need to make people understand, say, you have the right to question what I am doing. I am here working for you. It is a civic right for me to know exactly what's in the service what they provide for me in my community. And if they teach me that, don't expect me to toe the line of actually responding to your civic instructions to me, and you're not telling me what I am benefiting from my own civic rights as a citizen of Sierra Leone. So before we begin teach people and then civic rights, let we begin teach them what thing them will get when are their own civic right. We need just can't talk at them and give them real elements or real option or portion of civic rights we're free to say before perform. Oh, I am performing my civic duty right now. What is your civic duty as a Sierra Leonean? Is to uphold the law of Sierra Leone, is to give justice to every Sierra Leonean, is to make sure that every Sierra Leonean feels safe in their communities or wherever they are, and is to make sure that justice is actually prevailing to each and every Sierra Leonean. That is their civic right. Are you actually teaching them that? Look, we already talk about big words. We phrase them the way how we want for phrase them. We put them in the basket, we want for put them, we want for children and people they must come in and eat. People are starving, not just for food, but for rights, but for the right purpose of why they are living. So look, we not sit down and say this not concern me. Look, we not sit down and say we're not the diaspora, so what happens in Sierra Leone does not affect me. I can guarantee you there are thousands of Sierra Leoneans that have cancelled their flights and lose their money. Why? Because they are not sure whether they should go to Sierra Leone. They don't feel safe going to Sierra Leone. Not of course some of them feel say they will go hold them, they will go lost their life for. But what if they end up in Sierra Leone and there is something that happens the next day? Sierra Leone borders are shut. Some people have jobs to come back to. Some people have families to come back to. They don't want to feel like they're stuck in Sierra Leone and cannot come out. So people are taking risk going to Sierra Leone right now, because if the international communities are shutting down their flights, canceling their flights, not going to Sierra Leone, raising the threshold of air tickets, it means a lot. So let's think of the Sierra Leone we want, if not the salon this will get. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what you do, and what you cannot do. Every Sierra Leonean have the right to look after another Sierra Leonean. If you're not able to do that, then me go say to you, bang, 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 you know to Sierra Leone. I end up for today. I know so we're going to forget another show before Christmas. And I think say we will begin with border. Because you know when we will be there, it bang. But in here I don't go. Now hi Bob. Una watch for the next show. Will they introduce IBAB? IBAB, just learn to IBAB, they're gonna salon. Because the two popular IBAB, the one day America, they don't want to mainstream.
You said IBAB, something very interesting come up on that. I think we will play on the next show. This same chief minister in interview, the journalist they ask him a question, say, well, the communique say that for engage, political leaders, they may wait to call them, from the APC side and all this. So the first question that I will ask, now who that agreement they with is between who that Sierra Leone government and APC. But the chief minister say, yeah, the president, they engage people, other, politicians. He said Victor Fo, the president of Victor Fo, they engage every day, this, that, he say, so, but I'm generally asking, I say, but engage, I mean, what capacity? Because Victor Fo is not APC, because the man is saying, senior politician.
A senior statesman.
Yeah, senior statesman. I say, well, the communique not been clear, been just say, former politician, vice president, and Victor Fo have been vice president, But you don't talk about Sam Sumana. Sam Sumana is a former vice president. Has he been engaged? He's not APC according to APC yet, but he hasn't been engaged. So you call Victor Fo, and the journalists tell us about Victor Fo, they campaign with the president on behalf of SLPP. So how you go engage yourself? But you get
with yourself.
With yourself. You engage with yourself, but you get an issue with another person. So you get issue with your neighbor, but you decide for engage with the person where tap na you host, where in the rent na your neighbor and host. Then you say they engage on behalf of your neighbor. What sense does that make?
For watching neighbor.
Watch your neighbor. Common says honesty. Honesty. Some lies, you cannot tell them.
No, not use that word. Don't use that word. It's against the law.
They're not a lie.
Nobody lies in Sierra Leone.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
My representation.
Okay. So there are certain things then the way we'll talk about, because you just make fool of yourself and then they take you like a clown. So now you they compromise your serious position as chief minister before people focus on that. As I see, so I remember, I say, this chief minister, I been in 98.1, talk A, B, C, and D. So I not even focus on other things the way you do self again.
But actually, what you focus on? What is he doing that you need to focus on?
Well, I don't know. Because the man they keep emphasizing me, the chief minister. I go assure you, say me, the chief minister, me, the chief minister.
But yeah. you not be actually where they say they get good at salary. You disappear. Now all of us I don't get West Bagan actually. Actually 14. Where you want away every they actually now.
Yeah.
I'll take you there, please.
Anyway.
Actually the one that we've been today with suicide died. I don't know, I just talk. I don't mean say long time. Now then long term people then say.
All right, well, family, thank you so much and stay blessed wherever you are, particularly when you're within a salon. And you will go salon. We don't say this before. Don't go to Sierra Leone carrying pepper spray, even if somebody asks you for Krango, taser, or you can go gun for you to go protect yourself. Do not do that. You're doing it at your own detriment. You'll be held responsible for something you're doing innocently. So your first responsibility is self-protection. You protect yourself by minding what you do, the people you hang out with, the places you go to, the people you do business with and transaction with. If you're not sure, then don't do it. That's one thing for you to go salon. You tap na salon as well. Protect yourself and your family. And fend your hand to months. Not go fetch other person in battle. Because like how T-Boy can say, the thing that way they happen today, not to tomorrow they see the impact, it can be years from now. And say, who that throw away ashes? Definitely in ashes, the falla. Where you point one, the other four them point back to you. And Mr. Chief Minister, this one now for you. Where they say me na Benan, not treats. Me na Benan. So if you say the people, then are traits and but when you say me, you personalize and a Benan. Something if he did it. So Fambulem, stay blessed wherever you are. From the Sierra Gem Media team, we say tata and hope to see you again next week by God power. Good night.
And watch out for the IBAB next week.
Watch out for the IBAB.